BBC Three Counties Radio.
It's 6 o'clock. I'm Lee Agnew. The headlines: nursery school child left in Woodland, parking charges go up at Luton Airport, and the search continues for a missing teenage girl.
BBC Three Counties Radio.
A young child was accidentally left behind in Woodland by nursery school staff at the end of a walk near Flitwick. Fordfield House Nursery has suspended all future trips while their procedures are reviewed. Barry Caffrey reports.
The children had been taken for a walk in woods close to the nursery, which is rated as outstanding and caters for youngsters under the age of 5. The child was found in the woodland by someone from a nearby riding stables, who then took them back to the nursery. The nursery then notified Ofsted, which has confirmed that a serious incident occurred, but hasn't explained how the child managed to get left behind.
A woman from Beaconsfield has died in an accident on the A41 near Hemel Hempstead. Her scooter collided with a car at Bourne End on Saturday evening. The woman, who was in her 50s, died at the scene. Parking charges at London Luton Airport go up again today. It'll now cost a minimum of £2.50 to drop someone off. Simon Oxley reports.
The drop-off zone is now £2.50 for 15 minutes, rising to £11 if you stay more than half an hour. The short-term car park is going up to £4 for every 30 minutes you stay. The mid-term car park is still free for the first half hour, but it's a bus ride away, and drivers that try to drop off passengers anywhere else near the airport face an £80 fine.
BBC News has been given new details about Jihadi John, the British graduate who's thought to have killed a series of hostages in Syria. A former member of the group, Abu Ayman, says he's a cold loner but highly valued by Islamic State commanders for attracting new recruits. His words are spoken by an actor.
Some love him. Some joined ISIS after watching and admiring him. They take him as an example. ISIS play him like a piano, a celebrity to attract our Muslim brothers in Europe. But some think he's showing off. They think he's being used by ISIS.
Police are resuming their search for a schoolgirl who's been missing in Bristol for 11 days. Officers trying to find 16-year-old Becky Watts have arrested 2 people and searched 3 houses. John Kay reports.
The search for Becky Watts has intensified in the last 48 hours, with police teams now looking beyond her neighbourhood. Officers in white forensic suits searched a semi-detached house 6 miles away. They could be seen using ladders to access the attic, and neighbours said that a black estate car which had been parked outside for about a week was examined and then removed by police.
In sport, Watford came back from 2 goals down to beat Leeds United 3-2. Wickham drew with Stevenage, and Luton took the points against Accrington Stanley, but the MK Dons lost 2-1 at Coventry. The weather will be sunny this morning, but with gusty winds, scattered showers and the chance of snow. Top temperatures around 9 degrees Celsius, that's 48 degrees Fahrenheit. You can get the latest news and sport online at bbc.co.uk/Three Counties.
Thank you, Lee. Morning, Iain Lee, BBC Three Counties Radio. Boyley's there.
Hiya.
Flustered Boyley. She tries to get the printer to work. Hey, look, it's Kelly Betts. Everybody, you have to say something. You have to say something. It's radio. Sir? Okay. Dealey's around somewhere as well. It's the C team, is in, guys.
It's the only team you've got, mate. So be grateful.
It would be the D team if I wasn't here. I'm taking you up a league.
Have you ironed your shirt?
Yeah.
Flipping heck.
Well, no, there's a reason.
You're going somewhere better.
No, this is. I wore this somewhere better yesterday, but I only got 3.5 hours wear out of it.
Right.
I thought, I'm not going to waste.
So what do? Links the armpits. That'll do for another day.
Yeah. What?
I think that's great, mate.
Of course it is.
What's the point in ironing something for just a couple of hours?
I wore it for 3.5 hours. I got home, thought that'll do all right for the radio.
I'll wear it tomorrow if I were
All I've
you.
got today is the radio and the kids. So
Kids won't care.
Yeah. Forget them. I nearly said something completely outrageous then. It's Monday, guy. What are you doing?
Me?
Yes.
Just setting up and,
Set this up.
Oh.
Across beds, hearts and bucks.
This is BBC Three Counties Radio.
I've got to do the menu.
Do it because it took me ages.
Woodland Rambles, parking... It doesn't work.
Do it anyway.
It doesn't work.
Do it anyway.
Woodland Rambles, parking grumbles and rulebook crumbles. Surely it should be... Woodland Rambles, parking gambles...
No.
And rulebook Campbell's.
Oh, you're so clever. How about you don't come in late and maybe you can write your own menu?
How about, mate? How about this?
Guys.
What is going on? Lots on the show this morning. Woodland Rambles, Woodland Rumble,
No.
Woodland Rambles.
Yes.
Parking Gambles.
No.
And Rulebook Campbell's.
What?
Yeah.
Been paying every day.
I used to love to make you cry. It made me feel like a man inside. If I had been a man in reality, you would be here, baby, loving me. Now my nights are long and lonely, and I ain't too proud, babe, I just miss you so. Girl, but you're too proud and won't give in. But when I think about all I could win, I'll keep working my way back to you, babe, with a burning love inside. Yeah, I'm working my way back to you, babe, and the happiness that died, I let it get away.
Paying every day.
My road is kind of long. I just gotta get back home. Oh, I'm really sorry for acting that way. I'm really sorry. Ooh, little girl, I'm really sorry for telling you lies for so long. Oh, please forgive me, girl. Come on, give me a chance. Won't you forgive me, girl? Hey, let's start romance. Ooh, forgive me, girl. Let's start again. Come on, forgive me, girl. I want you over and over and over and over again. I keep working my way back to you, babe, with a burning love inside. Yeah, I'm working my way back to you, babe, and the happiness that died, I let it get away.
Morning, Ian Lee, BBC Three Counties Radio, and I'm very honoured and very pleased to announce that Catherine Boyle is in my studio.
Yep, and I've got paper what's been printed on because I fixed the printer.
Fan-bloomin-tastic. Lots Chinese medicine later on. I've got lots I want Dealey to do today. I know he's going to go to Luton Airport to talk about the hike in price. I want him to do Chinese medicine, and I wouldn't mind a nice, sensitive Leonard Nimoy package as well from him. Do you he can't do all that in one morning,
Of course
can
he can.
Can he?
He's the man whirlwind.
We're going to play some Leonard Nimoy music a bit later on because Spock. Well, it wasn't just Spock. He was in Fringe. He was in the excellent mid-70s remake of Invasion of the Body Snatchers, and he had and he had records as well.
You made me cry. Was it the one where they had the slugs in their ears? The Wrath of Khan.
Oh, Star Trek 2, The Wrath of Khan.
Made me cry in that. Didn't he die in that? And they fired him off into space.
Yeah, doesn't it? The needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few.
So noble.
Or the one. Anyway, speaking of the needs of the one, parents' worst nightmare. This is an incredible story. A Bedfordshire nursery had to report itself to Ofsted after leaving a child in the woods on a nature walk. Wowzers. Fordfield House near Flitwick have now suspended all future trips while their policies are reviewed. Catherine, what happened?
This happened in December, and a young child was with other preschoolers on a day out in the woods. The nursery caters for children under the age of 5, as nurseries do, and the woods they were using is really close by the nursery, so it was just a sort of ramble in the local area. The youngster was found in the woodland by someone who works at nearby riding stables and taken back to the nursery.
Well, what happened then?
The nursery, as they have to, reported the incident to Ofsted. We contacted Ofsted and they confirmed that they were aware of the incident, and they published an outcome summary which we've seen. It says that they were notified by Fordfield House Nursery on the 10th of December last year. The nursery would have been legally required to do that, and following their investigation, Ofsted sent the nursery notice to improve on 2 main things. Now, this is an Ofsted outstanding nursery,
right,
but these improvements need to be: the first, to ensure staffing arrangements met the needs of all children, ensure safety, and the second, that the nursery must ensure that children are adequately supervised and to decide how to deploy staff to ensure children's needs are met.
Yeah. And the third thing is, don't lose kids in the woods.
Benefit of hindsight, though, isn't it?
Are Ofsted happy now?
Ofsted acknowledges that the owner of this nursery took immediate action following the incident. All outings have been stopped until relevant policies and procedures have been amended and fully implemented within the nursery. And Ofsted said they are happy with the action taken by the nursery. They also say that they continue to remain registered with them. Following this incident, Ofsted carried out an inspection of the nursery, and the report into this inspection will be published in due course. And once that's published, we should find out the exact details as to why and how this child came to be left behind in the woods.
What has the nursery got to say for itself? I'm assuming they're not coming on to...
No, we did contact them, and we don't want this to be a hatchet job. So if they do decide that they would like to come on this morning, they're more than welcome to do so. We contacted them. They told us that all incidents are dealt with by Ofsted, and that was the middle of last week. On Friday, one of our reporters tried again, contacted the nursery for comment, and we were told that a director may be in touch. We then received a statement from the nursery, and it says the nursery director, Mrs. Cross, had fully admitted that there was an incident involving a child from their nursery in December 2014. And she says, we made our parents and Ofsted fully aware at that time, and they rigorously inspected the nursery and investigated the incident. We complied and worked with the inspection team immediately, and as a result, we've put improved and effective changes in place to make sure our nursery, make our nursery even better than it was. We have a transparent relationship with our parents, and we've kept them fully informed. And the statement goes on to say, we've retained outstanding features in the work we do with children and deeply respect the trust our families show in us, and we've apologised unreservedly to the parents.
Right, I bet the person, the teachers or the parent, whoever was there when that kid was lost, felt absolutely devastated and absolutely awful. But flipping it, they left a kiddie in the woods. They left a kiddie that was, 3, 4 years old in the woods. How is that possible? Surely there is a chance I might be taking a day off in a few months to go on a school trip with my boy, and I'm very excited. I don't think I'm doing this one actually, but maybe the next one. I'm very, very excited. But you count. Surely you're assigned a certain number of pupils. You count them. You keep them all. I don't understand how this could happen.
Well, we'll be speaking to some early years professionals to find out how it could happen. And this is an outstanding nursery. This isn't some sort of slapdash affair.
Blimey. 08459 455 555. Are you a fan of the acupuncture?
No, I think it's
Bobbins.
nonsense.
Yes, OK.
I was just reaching for the appropriate word.
It done half hurt. Have you ever had it done?
No, but I can imagine what it's like. I've had a pin stuck in me by accident, and that didn't... I mean, it didn't go in an acupressure point, but
they all say, doesn't it? Yeah, flipping hurts. It's needles put into your skin, and then they... They
doing them?
They doing them.
No, they don't doing them.
They flick... And some of them... They put hot needles in. What is that going to do?
Why would that make you feel better? Unless it's like what my mum used to say. If I hurt my foot, she'd stamp on the other one so you forget about the first one.
Yeah.
Is that what it is?
I think that's basically what Chinese medicine boils down to.
Confusing the brain.
Confucius the brain. Yes, there's that. And there's also the when you get a bowl of leaves that you boil up, leaves and twigs. I had this because I had a bit of a mark on my face years ago, this kind of scar thing. And I went to a Chinese herbalist and, oh, yeah, we can fix that. But boy, let me get some leaves and some twigs and stuff. Boil this up and have this 3 times a day. It will sort it out. Well, A, it tasted disgusting. It tasted of, like leaves and twigs and mud. And B, it made it worse.
How much did you pay for that?
I paid about 30 quid.
Right, give me 30 quid and I'll give you some medical advice. Put some Savlon on it and don't pick it.
These Chinese are very canny.
Travel news for beds, cards and bugs.
BBC Three Counties Radio.
On the M25 anti-clockwise, looking at the cameras, it's starting to build up between junction 21 for the M1 and 19 for Watford. It's also looking quite slow on the North Orbital Road around the M25 junction 21A roundabout. Elsewhere in High Wycombe, it's looking quiet so far. The A40 Oxford Road has a lane closed in both directions at Temple Street, though that's for roadworks, so that is likely to get busy later on. And looking at the train departure boards, there are no major delays showing up at the moment. Samantha Bruff, BBC Three Counties Radio.
Thank you very much. 6:15, it's Monday the 2nd of March. I'm Iain Lee. These are your headlines on BBC Three Counties Radio. Yes, Mark. A young child was accidentally left behind in Woodland by nursery school staff at the end of a walk near Flitwick. Drop-off charges at London Luton Airport go up again today, and workers at highway maintenance company Amy begin a 7-day strike from this morning.
BBC Three Counties Radio.
Tuesday nights are made for live football, and tomorrow is no different. Watford are at home to Fulham.
The goal into the box, goes round the goalkeeper and puts Watford in front.
MK Dons host Chesterfield.
Shot from Quick, it's a really good goal from MK Dons and it's come early in this game.
Luton make the trip to Bury.
There are a crowd of players and it's a 3rd goal for Luton Town.
And Stevenage take on Plymouth.
He drills it low and Stevenage take the lead.
Choose which game you want to listen to in Three Counties Sport. Tomorrow night from 7 here on BBC Three Counties Radio.
Round, round, get around, I get around, yeah, get around, round, round, I get around, I get around, round, round, I get around, get around, round, round, I get around, get around, round, round, I get around, get around, round, round, I get around. I'm getting bugged driving up and down the same old strip. I gotta find a new place where the kids are hip. You're getting real well known, yeah, the bad guys know us and they leave us alone. I get around, round, round, I get around, 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 I get around, get around, round, car, 'cause it's never been beat, and we've never missed yet with the girls we meet. None of the guys go steady, 'cause it wouldn't be right to leave your best girl home on a Saturday night. I get around, round, round, I get around, 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 I get around.
Sorry?
Should have done it straight away, like when I said.
Sorry? We're on the radio, mate.
I know, but it's a couple of.
Oh, Dealey!
Hey, good morning.
Whoa, Dealey! Let's get that song, Kels. Whoa, Dealey! Can we get Dealey by Dexy's Midnight Runners, please, Kelly?
I'm on it.
Whoa, Marlene, do you want to sing with us?
I'd rather not, if you don't mind.
Whoa, Marlene! And then could you get Marlene by Dexy's Midnight Runners, please?
Yeah.
Thank you. Marlene, what have you got for us?
Right, I have acupuncture periodically.
Oh, does it help with them?
Stress, for stress.
Okay.
And I call it my legal high.
Oh.
Marlene.
Legal highs are going to be illegal soon.
Honestly,
What does it do?
I literally have to sit in the waiting room after I've had it for about 5 minutes
You're
because I
tingly.
feel so relaxed.
Yeah.
I feel I'm not safe to drive.
Oh.
2 questions, Marlene.
Yeah.
Where do they stick them, and how do they flick them?
Right, ankles, inside the knees, round the wrist, and just at the top of the nose.
Yeah.
Oh.
He said, I don't know whether you want the one in the top of your nose. I said, I don't care.
I don't care. Put it
as long
anywhere.
as it works. And I've actually had one stuck in the top of my scalp.
And does he flick them?
Yeah.
Oh.
Thing is, because they say, Marlene, they say this will not hurt. Yes, it does hurt. It does hurt.
Oh, come on,
It does.
Iain.
Marlene, he's putting it... Do you have the hot needles or the cold needles?
No, cold needles.
Yeah. He puts needles in your body, in your nose, and then flicks them.
It's fine.
Whoa, Marlene.
And can I just say, he's not Chinese, actually.
Oh.
He's not Chinese. He's one in Dunstable, and I swear by it.
Okay, but does it? Because I've had it, and my osteopath did it. He said, I've just trained in acupuncture. Well, all right, yeah, okay. And it honestly, Marlene, it doesn't do any good though, does it? You're just what is it? A sadist? Is it a sadist or a masochist?
Honestly, I would swear by it 110%.
Well, that's a mathematical impossibility. Have you had the... So we know you're talking nonsense.
Yeah, but I'm old with me lazy eye, you see, and that affects my brain.
Well, has it fixed your lazy eye, Marlene?
No, darling.
No.
It's because that's a medical procedure.
Well, but the Chinese would say... Have you had the Chinese herbs?
No.
No, that's a load of old rubbish, isn't it? Marlene, good to talk to you.
And you, Iain.
We're going to play Marlene by Dexys in a minute.
Can I just say I love your programme?
No, you may not. Bye-bye, tatty bye. She was enjoying that a bit too much.
She was, but the thing is, though, boss, if I pricked you, it's going to hurt. I don't understand how this can't hurt you. If you are putting a needle into somebody's body, how can that not hurt?
It hurts. It hurts.
Exactly.
It really hurts, and it doesn't do anything.
Yeah.
I tell you what, we're going to focus purely on Chinese medicine today. We'll do homeopathy another day, because boy, oh boy, the fruitcakes that come out and bang. If you dare criticise homeopathy, what is it? Oh, it's like 0.001% of arnica watered down, and that's going to cure everything. No, don't. It's rubbish. But the Chinese medicine, the acupuncture, and indeed the herbs. What a load of old guff.
The herbs.
Justin, we've got a busy day for you this morning.
Yes. Looking forward to it.
Chinese medicine, acupuncture, and herbs, please. Any chance you could knock out Leonard Nimoy?
What, a tribute package?
Yeah.
No
I'll tell you why.
Sensitive one, though. Sensitive
of course, yeah.
I'll tell you why, okay? Because we've had all the talk about Star Trek. We've had all of the... Spock's gone. No one's mentioned his singing career.
They haven't, actually. That's a very good point.
No one's mentioned stuff like...
In the middle of the earth, in the land of Shire, lives a brave little hobbit whom we all admire. With his long wooden pipe, fuzzy woolly toes, he lives in a hobbit hole and everybody knows him. Bilbo Baggins, he's only 3 feet tall. Bilbo Baggins, the bravest little hobbit of them all. Hobbits are peace-loving folks, you know. They're never in a hurry and they take things slow. They don't like to travel away from home. They just like to eat and be left alone. But one day Bilbo was asked to go on a big adventure to the caves below to help some dwarves get back their gold that was stolen by a dragon in the days of old. Bilbo Baggins, only 3 feet tall. Bilbo Baggins, the bravest little hobbit of them all. Well, he fought with the goblins. He battled a troll. He riddled with Gollum. A magic ring he stole. He was chased by wolves, lost in the forest, escaped in a barrel from the Elf King's halls. Bilbo Baggins, the bravest little hobbit of them all. little hobbit whom we all admire, just sitting on a treasure of silver and gold, puffing on his pipe in his hobbit hole. Bilbo, Bilbo Baggins, he's only 3 feet tall. Bilbo, Bilbo Baggins, the bravest little hobbit of them all.
Bilbo Baggins. Yeah?
Yeah, good tune. Yeah, I'm enjoying that.
He also did Kenny Betts,
Yeah.
Leonard Nimoy, Abraham, Martin and John.
Yep.
Please.
What, the Marvin Gaye?
Yes, sir, the Marvin Gaye!
He did that?
He did that! He had, because whereas Shatner only had 2 albums, Nimoy had dozens of albums.
Well, Nimoy could sing, whereas Shatner would talk his way through it.
We should probably do this story, and we just had a call from Sammy Brough about Luton Airport, Justin. It turns out there's a lot of traffic. I don't know how much, but there is significant traffic there because of this. The cost of dropping someone off has gone up. The 15-minute charge at Luton Airport has increased to £2.50, and if you need to stay for a further 5 minutes, it doubles to £5.
Yes.
But if you try and avoid the charge, you could end up with an £80 fine. Well, apparently, I won't say it's all kicking off over there, but maybe we'll send you down to have a little look at it. There are people who are arguing the toss. Justin, what's going on?
Well, yeah, the drop-off zone there, just outside the airport, now going up to £2.50 for 15 minutes, rising to £11 if you stay for more than half an hour. Now, Ian, I've been looking into this morning, and that's the most expensive in the UK.
Yes.
For express parking that I can find, the nearest that I could find to that...
The most expensive you can find.
Yeah. At Stansted. No, seriously, a lot of the other airports that are charge £1, £1.50. Luton, £2.50 from today. So it's going up, and that for me is a lot of money.
What happens if you drop someone off outside the official parking areas by the airport?
Well, you see some of the signs up there as well. The advice is quite simply do not do it, because if you are caught doing that, you could face an £80 fine. And there's not people there handing out tickets. It's all done via CCTV cameras. So the advice from the airport is do not drop people off around the airport. You'll see the signs. If you get caught, you're going to get fined £80. You do not want that.
Disabled passengers, Justin?
Yeah, it's the same scenario for them. If they're going into the express parking, they've got 15 minutes like everybody else, and if that's not long enough, they'll need to park in one of the other car parks. So exactly the same rules for disabled people.
And I'm assuming Luton Airport will be coming on the show today to explain this.
Well, do you know what? How many times do we talk about the airport? Luton Airport, it's a fantastic business, doing very, very well. Are they coming on your show to explain this? Of course they're not coming on your show. Which is a great disappointment, but in a statement they have said, as part of this, and how very nice of them, what they're going to do, they're going to drop the credit card transaction fees. Currently £1.35. So
good work.
So yeah, that's what they've done.
I'll tell you what, Justin, it is a busy morning for you. If you can do us a Leonard Nimoy, that will be awesome. If you can do us an acupuncture, that will be wonderful. But I suggest you go and have a little look at the traffic that's apparently building up outside the airport, and maybe have a word with a few people there.
I'm going straight out of the airport as we speak.
Cheers, my dears. Ta-ta. Justin Dealey.
Indestructible.
Is he?
Just reminds me of the Captain Scarlet theme.
Travel news for beds, cards and bugs.
BBC Three Counties Radio.
On the M1 southbound, it's looking very slow from junction 11 for Luton towards junction 10 for the Luton Airport Spur Road. And on the airport approach road, that has queues starting to build up from the approach to the Luton Airport terminal because of those drop-off charges increasing to £2.50 today. On the M25 anti-clockwise, there are queues building up between junction 21 for the M1 and 19 for Watford. And the North Orbital Road is looking slow on the speed sensors around junction 21A for the M25 roundabout. In Beaconsfield, the A355 has roadworks at the junction for Burnham Road, which could cause some delays later on. And on the train departure boards, there are no delays showing up there at the moment. Samantha Brough, BBC Three Counties Radio.
Across beds, hearts and bugs.
This is BBC Three Counties Radio.
It's It's 6:30. I'm Lee Agnew. The headlines: a young child was accidentally left behind in Woodland by nursery school staff at the end of a walk near Flitwick. Fordfield House Nursery suspended all future trips while their procedures are reviewed. A woman from Beaconsfield has died in an accident on the A41 near Hemel Hempstead. Her scooter collided with a car at Bourne End on Saturday evening. And parking charges at London Luton Airport go up again today. It'll now cost a minimum of £2.50 to drop someone off. The weather will be sunny this morning, but with gusty winds, scattered showers and the chance of snow. Top temperatures around 9 degrees Celsius. That's 48 degrees Fahrenheit.
Three Counties Sports.
BBC Three Counties Radio.
Chelsea won the first domestic trophy of the season, beating Tottenham 2-0 in the League Cup final at Wembley. It's Jose Mourinho's first trophy since returning to the club as manager.
I have the hat-trick of League Cups, and it's nice to have it. It's nice to be back and to win a trophy again, but, museum history, and now we have to go on and chase another one.
Meanwhile, Chelsea are now 5 points clear at the top of the Premier League table after Manchester City lost 2-1 to Liverpool. Watford manager Slavica Jokanovic has praised his striker Matis Vidra after their 3-2 win at Leeds on Saturday. He's been used in a sub in recent weeks, but started at Elland Road and scored twice, leaving Jokanovic impressed.
They scored today twice, but I am thinking how he is working really, and he is working very, very hard. He helped us without the ball. He fight all the ball.
Elsewhere, the MK Dons lost ground on League One leaders Bristol City as they went down 2-1 at Coventry. Luton Town boss John Still has paid tribute to striker Mark Cullen following Saturday's 2-0 win against Accrington. Cullen's been the subject of transfer speculation in recent weeks and was dropped from the squad that lost at Wimbledon, but he returned on Saturday and Still says they've moved on.
My stance would never change. If you don't want to be here, then that's fine. I have no problems with that. But as I say, Mark was, big enough to stand up and say, maybe it didn't come out as he wanted it to come out. And this was while negotiations were still going on. It wasn't like it was over and then he's come back and said it. So I thought it was the right thing to do to bring him back.
And finally, Wycombe remain third in League Two as they drew 2-2 with Stevenage. BBC Three Counties News and Sport with more at 7 o'clock.
Call 08459 455 555.
BBC Three Counties Radio.
Have you had a phone call yet?
Huh?
Fern Cotton leaving BBC Radio 1.
Yeah, Radio 1, I'm up for it. I know all the hits. The Backstreet Boys, Jason Donovan...
Rick Astley,
I'm never going to give you up. Radio 1.
He's even doing the dance.
I don't think Radio 1 caters enough for 41-year-old middle-aged men.
Radio 41.
Yeah, well, I'm there. I'm happy to go and help those guys out anytime they want. The reason we're talking about Chinese medicine... Where's the mail? Because there is a story about Chinese medicine. We're not just being, not just inspired by the Daily Mail story about us last week. First Chinese herbal cure gets official approval for use in UK.
And what is this herbal cure?
A herbal treatment nicknamed pig pungent weed.
Oh, I want some of that.
I want a bit of weed. Has become the first traditional Chinese medicine to be approved for use in the UK. The plant Sigisbeckia, which has an unpleasant smell, is renowned for its ability to treat aches and pains, including arthritis. Herbal medicine specialists celebrated the news as it's become increasingly difficult to supply such products. Listen, you get these... I don't want to do... we've got a huge Chinese listenership. I believe there are now 3 Chinese people that listen to this show. But you get those Chinese herbal stores in the high street, and I'll be honest, it's a load of old guff, isn't it? Isn't it?
It's not something I've resorted to. Although I remember when I had my babies, I was given those arnica tablets, but that's a different thing, isn't it?
It's homeopathy.
Do you know what, though?
Let's not diss the
After a few days, the bruising did go down.
What? What bruising? Oh, no. Down there? Flip it. But the bruising would go down anyway.
Exactly.
So.
Exactly.
Let's not upset the homeopaths, because they're actually quite... the homeopaths are as bad as the vapists. They are quite nasty. The homeopaths... And also...
Do you know why? Because they're determined they found the light.
Yeah, but then also the anti-homeopaths are quite aggressive as well. I got all kinds of threats once for dissing homeopathy Right, but then
Let me guess, what, on Twitter?
Yeah.
Well, it's Twitter people.
But then I let someone come on and defend homeopathy, so then all the it's all a load of old nonsense.
They love to fight.
Now, have you got a story, or should we play Marlene by Dexy's Midnight Runners?
Balmy EU rules were blasted last night after the Sun took a Swiss Army knife on a UK-bound flight, having bought it in an airside shop.
Well, hang on a second. Look, surely it's the Sun we should be attacking for buying knives and taking them on aeroplanes.
Security stopped us taking a knife with an 8-centimetre blade. Oh, I'll stripe you up with that.
Yeah.
On board with, but
though.
one just 2 centimetres shorter was freely available to buy after going through checks.
Flipping it, man.
Helena Hancart.
Is that who wrote the story? Helena Hancart?
No, Emily Fairbairn.
That's a great name, isn't it? Helena Hancart.
Machine and the rock steady rub.
Whoa, delay!
On a night when flowers didn't suit my shoes. After a week of flunking a funky school, the always stayed in the crowd that night. Just punishing steps you keeping out of the fights. I could do with inspiration.
Just you.
Delay. Come on, guys, everybody. Delay. Yeah, everybody. No one? Just me. Guys, come on. That was a sing-along. I wonder if that's ever happened, if Robbie Williams has been, like, playing a big concert and he's singing Angels. He goes, your turn. And then nobody sings.
Next time.
Delay.
We'll have him in about, 15, 20 minutes?
Robbie Williams is coming on the show.
No, Dealey.
Hey.
Better.
Some ways, yes.
Hey, here's another one of those rude toys, except they're not rude. It's someone with a filthy mind.
Yes, go on.
TV Pepper toy teaches boy of 3 how to say the F word.
Oh, Peppa Pig.
Except it doesn't, except his parents hear it, except he won't.
You say that.
Except he might have said it mimicking it, but he got it wrong. And it's their job as parents to sort it out.
So this is like a speak and spell, isn't it?
Yes,
we would call it.
A toddler was taught to say, "Thingy you" by a Peppa Pig toy, apparently.
But that Peppa Pig.
Marsha and Garfield Black were left shocked when their son Amari, 3, blurted out the foul phrase. He was copying a phrase apparently said, which means it wasn't, in a puzzle on Peppa Pig's first Discovery tablet.
Oh, yeah.
Painter Garfield, 48, said, "I heard him repeating the F word. I realised the gadget was saying it. He's been saying it ever since." Well, you know, as parents, that's your job to nip it in the bud.
Can I just, sorry to interrupt, Garfield? If you've been named after a cat, 08459 455 555. Ray, the cat's on the M1. Morning, Ray.
Hello, Ian.
What you got for us, boss?
Oh, just something about this Chinese medicine, if you want to call it medicine.
Yeah, go on, fella.
I would say that it's more succumb to witch doctor medication.
Oh. Tell me why you think that, Ray.
Well, if you take it, what do they really use? They use rhino horn, animal fetuses, monkey brains, all sorts of weird and wonderful stuff.
I don't think the shops down the high street are using monkey brains or the rhino horn.
Well, you never know.
Well, Ray, let's put it. Thank you very much indeed. Let's put it.
I think we do know. I think they're banned.
Well, but
in China they use all sorts.
Maybe there is a black market in monkey brains in this country. I don't know.
I'm sure there is, but they can't put it on general sale.
No, I think the ones down the high street is just leaves and twigs, and mud. Yeah, I think. But thank you for that, Ray.
I'm not sure mud.
Huh?
Maybe a bit of mud.
Yeah. Where would you? If I wanted to, I suppose the dark web. If I wanted to get a monkey's brain.
What do you want a monkey's brain for?
I want to put it inside my body so I can climb trees.
You really are.
Yeah? Oh, monkey brain.
What's changed about Ian? He's got a massive scar. Excellent climber.
And he keeps showing us his bum and throwing his poo at me.
That's nothing new.
Hey. Anymore? There's not a lot in the paper, so I'm happy just to chillax with you guys.
My daughter embarrassed me in front of my parents yesterday. As a little aside from this Peppa Pig toy.
Oh, yeah. What did your daughter do?
She repeated something I'd said when something fell on my head the other day.
Yikes.
Thankfully, I'm not a massive swearer in front of my children.
No, mate. But what word was it?
I said, I can't, can I say it on air?
No.
I'll substitute. Blooming Nora.
So what Bloody Nora?
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's not...
Yeah, but it sounds funny. Well, it sounds nasty coming out of a 6-year-old's mouth.
No, when my kids say flip, I tell them to up it a bit. I say you can get away with more than that, boy.
What, like fiddlesticks?
Yeah.
I wasn't allowed ice cream for a long time because when I dropped it, I swore.
Oh.
And my dad laughed, so I thought it was a game.
Yeah.
So whenever I had ice cream, I would swear. So I wasn't allowed it.
I remember telling...
Still not allowed
my mum and... I remember at Wednesday Club, religious club, when I was... club.
Wednesday Club?
Yeah, mate, it's like Sunday school, but a bit cooler.
Was it on a Wednesday?
Yeah. It's a bit cooler than Sunday school, because it's like in the week.
It wasn't cooler.
All right, we used to play... I've told you about the games we used to play, where you'd have your New Testament Bible... What's going on there? I can see a bit... I'm old enough to be your slightly older brother. Well, you'd have the Bible under your arm,
yes.
New Testament, and you'd stand up, it would say, soldiers, attention. And you'd stand like that, and it would sheathe your swords, and your Bible was your sword, and you'd have it under your arm. Draw your swords, and you'd hold it above your head. And then they'd give you, like, a passage in the Bible, and you have to find it, and the first one to find it and read it, I don't know, got to, like, heaven quicker. It was always between me and Fiona King. I was wicked at that game.
Fiona King has come up again.
She played her and her brother Wayne played a big part in my life. I also used to know all of the books of the New Testament in order. You had to recite them, and for that you'd win, I don't know, like a place in heaven or something. It's guaranteed.
My eldest daughter's been knocking about with the Wednesday Club kids.
Oh yeah.
And it's brought about some interesting dinner table chat.
Oh yeah.
It's difficult, isn't it, if you're not really a believer?
No, it's not. You just tell them it's nonsense and made up.
No,
you don't. You don't.
No, you don't. You let them decide for themselves. But I was asked at the dinner table yesterday 2 questions.
Yeah.
1, can you get reborn?
Oh.
2, how do babies actually get out?
Well, with bruising and arnica. We can do that. Questions your kids have asked, please.
One answer she wasn't that interested in by the time I'd finished it.
Yep.
The second answer led to hilarious hoots of laughter.
Yeah.
Couldn't quite believe it.
It really is a strange world. No, anyway, Wednesday Club, I told a girl to pee off. I was like 8 years old. So why don't you pee off?
Oh.
And my sister heard and she told my parents.
Yeah.
Ay. It wasn't worth living.
She dobbed you in?
She totally dobbed me in.
So what was the ramification?
I think I got a wallop.
Oh. See, I got soap rubbed on my teeth for saying...
Really?
Yeah, for saying a swear.
You're northern, though. That's kind of like a...
That was mild compared to what my mother had had. She'd had to eat a half a bar of soap. Only half a bar, because she's a twin, and they didn't know which one had sworn, so they got half each. Fair. I mean, I would never do anything like that, but flipping heck.
Dearie me. 08459 455 555. Ever eaten soap?
Travel news for beds, cards and bugs.
BBC Three Counties Radio.
Looking at the speed sensors on the motorways, the M1 southbound is looking slow between junction 10 for the Luton Airport Spur Road and 9 for Redbourne. And on the airport approach road, there are queues building up towards the Luton Airport terminal because of the drop-off charges increase. On the A1M southbound, it's very slow around junction 7 for Stevenage. And looking at the M25 anti-clockwise on the cameras, it's starting to build up between junction 21 for the M1 and 19 for Watford. In Aylesbury, checking the speed sensors on the A41, it's moving fine at the moment through the roadworks at New Road, but they could cause some queues later on. No reports of any problems on the trains. Samantha Bruff, BBC Three Counties Radio.
Just came up with a new... No, it did. I came up with a new text speak.
It's Lee.
No.
Inside.
Instead of... I asked... I've forgotten the lady's name. The lady that's with me.
Scoins.
I asked Catherine, if she lolled. She went, no. I said, oh, did you liss? She went, what? I said, laugh inside. It's good, isn't it? It's text speak. You can use that, kids. I'll even give you an emoticon. This guy. 6:46. It's Monday, the 2nd of March. I'm Iain Lee. These are your headlines on BBC Three Counties Radio. A young child was accidentally left behind in Woodland by nursery school staff at the end of a walk near Flitwick. And drop-off charges at London Luton Airport go up again today. And workers at highway maintenance company Amy begin a 7-day strike from this morning. Let's get the weather. Here's Sarah.
Beds, Herts and Bucks weather.
BBC Three Counties Radio.
Well, it is a bit of a cliche to say it, but yesterday, in climate terms, was the first day of spring, and in fact, winter's biting back this morning, would you believe? We've got some showers to work their way towards us from the west. They're currently still out a little bit further towards the west, but they'll be with us in the next hour or two, and they could fall as a wintry mix of sleet or snow for a time. Over the Chilterns, for instance, we could see a light dusting. It's temporary, it's fairly fleeting. They're pushing eastwards all the time. Behind them, we continue with lots of dry and sunny weather for the rest of the day. A fairly brisk westerly wind, though, gusting to 30, possibly more miles an hour. That will take the edge off the temperatures. At best, we're looking at highs of around 6 or 7 Celsius. But lots of sunshine under the clear skies. The temperatures falling away quite rapidly through this evening and overnight. And the risk of further wintry showers in the early hours of tomorrow morning. Then generally dry and settled for the rest of this week. Pressure building from Wednesday onwards. And not only that, will cut off the feed of really cold air, so temperatures rising too. By the time we get through towards the weekend, we're looking at temperatures back in double figures, 11 or 12 Celsius for Saturday.
Two of Britain's most senior parliamentarians have vigorously denied any wrongdoing.
The biggest news stories mean different things to different people.
HSBC has described 2014 as a challenging year after reporting a 17% drop in its annual profits.
To us, the biggest stories are what's happening right here in Beds, Herts and Bucks.
A cancer charity based in Stevenage says they won't give up even though £5,000 worth of stock was stolen.
My little collection tins,
Kelly
that's
Betts.
all gone.
Every day, we bring you the things that matter most to you.
With news bulletins throughout the day.
A memorial outside Luton Police Station for Leon Briggs could be removed.
In-depth discussions.
She's proved to the nation that she's actually a human being. She's not an automaton.
And online at bbc.co.uk/Three Counties.
Local news.
Not a clue.
When and where it happens.
BBC Three Counties Radio.
Oh, we got fun times. Steve's in Hatfield. Good morning, Steve.
Good morning.
Good morning, Steve. What have you got for us this morning, Stephen?
Yeah, we're talking about children and using inappropriate language.
Oh, yeah, they do, don't they?
Well, they do. I mean, my daughter, she's 26 now, she won't appreciate this. She came home from school, middle of winter.
Oh, yeah.
She walked in the kitchen to me and she said, Dad, I'm fleasing.
What?
And I said to her, you're what? She said, I'm fleasing. I said, you what? She said, oh, I'm bloody cold.
There we go, Steve. Thank you very much indeed. Or as my mum used to call it, here's a phrase. You ever heard this? I think this is a Cockney phrase. It's taters. Don't know that? Do you know that one?
Yeah.
You're common, I'm common, she's from up north.
Brass monkeys we'd use.
I don't know why, though.
Taters, yeah, I don't know why. Taters. Well, it obviously means potatoes. But why would potatoes be cold?
Spuds. I don't know.
Potato skins? Taters. 08459 455 555. That's as good. That's as good as it gets today. You brought your madeleines in.
Yeah. Did some bacon yesterday.
Can I have a go on one of your madeleines?
Have a chomp on that.
I'll have the left one, please. That's nice, that is.
Chew on that, Mary Berry. Chew on that.
I'd watch that.
I'd watch that.
Would you watch it?
Yeah.
Play some music while you're chomping.
Hang on, who's this? Who's Juice Newton?
Juice?
This isn't... What? This is a good song. Make sure it's the right version. Yes.
There'll be no strings to bind your hands, not if my love can find your heart. There's no need to take a stand, for it was I who chose to start. I see no need to take me home. I'm old enough to face the dawn. Just call me angel of the morning, angel. Just touch my cheek before you leave me, baby. Just call me angel of the morning, angel. Then slowly turn away from me.
We have to pause this. Why do we have to pause the song, Kelly? We never pause songs, but we got breaking news, have we? Bernard's got breaking news?
He has.
Bernard!
Yeah,
I believe you got breaking exclusive for us. What's happening?
exactly, yeah. Just an update on taters for cold.
Yeah.
It's Cockney rhyming slang for taters in the mould, cold.
Thanks very much.
Maybe the sun's light will be dim, and it won't matter anyhow. If morning's echo says we've sinned, well, it was what I wanted now. And if we're victims of the night, I won't be blinded by the light. Just call me angel of the morning, angel. Just touch my cheek before you leave me,
Controversy. Bernard came on and explained taters. We paused a song for it. Potatoes in the mould.
Cold.
Right, OK. You then said, Catherine, what mould? What's in the mould? Scott on Twitter says, potatoes in the mould? What's he on about? And then he's used a very, very strong, rude word and said, taters, potato mould. There's no in the mould. Where did we get Bernard from, Kelly?
His caller just rang in.
All right,
Was he from London, though? Was he from your London, or was he...
How did you verify his answer, as we're supposed to do at the BBC if someone... There's another call. Let's see who that is. Maybe it's someone who can...
Hopefully that's Cockney Sid.
On the rag and bone. If he can get rid of them dustbin lids. Bernard, where are you?
In where?
I don't know. That's what I'm asking you.
Yeah, where?
Well, that's what I'm asking you, mate.
Yes, that's what I am, where?
I don't know, mate. You tell me and stop being such a wise guy.
Told you, where?
I asked you where.
W-A-R-E.
Oh, he's
where?
in where?
Where, Hertfordshire?
I'm so sorry. Now, I enjoyed that. For a second, Bernard, we were the new Abbott and Costello.
Were we really?
Yes, we were. Now, he sounds angry. Bernard.
No, not at all.
Potatoes in the mould. You've caused Scott on Twitter to use, well, very, very strong language. He's furious with you.
Well, first of all, ask Scott on Twitter where he comes from. I was born within the sound of Bow Bells, making me a true Cockney.
Boom.
Now, where? Tell me, Ian, where are potatoes planted?
In the ground.
And what do you call the earth?
Mud.
Mould.
What?
Mould.
You what?
Potatoes in the mould.
You call the earth mould?
You certainly do.
I know. I don't want to have an argument with you because you might pull out a razor or whistle, and suddenly 50 blokes will be surrounding me. But Catherine, have you ever heard of the earth being called the mould?
No, but I don't tend to dabble in that kind of area.
Okay, so you're adamant that you're right, Bernard.
Absolutely.
All right.
Absolutely.
I appreciate your call. What are you up to today? You going to go and sell some dodgy VHS video recorders?
Well, maybe. It all depends how many I can get.
Thank you very much indeed. He was good. I like Bernard.
Cockney Bernard.
Cockney Bernard. He was good, wasn't he, Just?
You guys are doing my Sweden this morning.
Did you? Sorry?
You guys are doing my Sweden.
What's Sweden got to do with it?
Work that one out, guys. Work that one out.
I enjoyed our little play on where there. It was fun, that, wasn't it?
Entertaining, yeah. Good place as well.
Martin, Leonard Nimoy.
Mm-hmm.
I've managed to track this down. I've listened to this. Is great. This is great, Just.
Come on.
Has anybody here seen my old friend Abraham? Can you tell me where he's gone?
Oh, it's better than Marvin Gaye.
See, not only does he have the same name as Leonard Cohen, not only does he look like Leonard Cohen, he sounds like Leonard Cohen.
He does. It's great.
I just looked around and he's gone.
Oh, that's good.
The romance.
I don't know what that noise is in the background. Anyway, it's good, though, isn't it?
Yeah, I like that. Very, very good. Very good.
So you're gonna get us a Leonard Nimoy package.
Yep, I'm going to do that, and hopefully in about 20 minutes' time, I'm going to be live from Luton Airport. But you had some calls earlier.
Yes.
Basically, in a nutshell, the drop-off fee today has gone up to £2.50. As far as I can see, that's the most expensive in the UK. A lot of people talking about traffic. I cannot get to the airport at the moment because there is so much traffic. I haven't seen it like this for a long time. People are saying it's because of the drop-off fee. People not having the right amount of money, might not have their cards with them. I can't confirm that because I can't get there, but hopefully in around 20 minutes' time, I'll be live from Luton Airport for you.
All right, Justin, well, good luck. We'll speak to you later.
Take care.
Jill's emailed, if the airport come on, they won't. Can you ask why temporary road signs announcing the increase didn't go up beforehand to warn people? I haven't seen any last week. Surely this would have helped. It would, wouldn't it? Just to say, in the beginning of March, we're putting up our fees by 50p. You do that for a few weeks, wallop.
Shame we can't ask him.
It's a shame we can't ask them, isn't it? 08459 455 555. Scott has said on Twitter, he might be right, actually.
You're right, he's right. He's a cock-and-eye.
You've got me to have a go at a cock-and-eye, Scott, you flipping muppet.
Travel news for beds, cards and bugs.
BBC Three Counties Radio.
On the M1 southbound, it's stop-start between junction 11 for Dunstable Road and 7 for Hemel Hempstead. In Luton on the Airport Approach Road, there are queues it's very slow on the way to the Luton Airport Terminal because of the increase in the drop-off charges. On the A1M southbound, it's looking very slow on the speed sensors between junction 8 for Hitchin and 7 for Stevenage. And having a look at the speed sensors around the A1 Great North Road, it's looking very slow around the Black Cat roundabout through the roadworks. In Watford, Exchange Road's looking very busy around Beach and Grove. And on the train departure boards, there are no major delays at the moment. Samantha Bruff, BBC Three Counties Radio.
Thank you, Sammy. So, Cockney rhyming slang, Chinese medicine, anything else, Catherine?
Yeah, loads.
Like what?
Stuff and things.
Oh, flipper.
Local and vocal across beds, hearts and bucks.
This is BBC Three Counties Radio.
It's 7 o'clock, I'm Lee Acknew. The headlines: nursery school child left in Woodland, parking charges go up at Luton Airport, and the search continues for a missing teenage girl.
BBC Three Counties Radio.
A young child was accidentally left behind in Woodland by nursery school staff at the end of a walk near Flitwick. Fordfield House Nursery has suspended all future trips while their procedures are reviewed. Barry Caffrey reports.
The children had been taken for a walk in woods close to the nursery, which is rated as outstanding and caters for youngsters under the age of 5. The child was found in the woodland by someone from a nearby riding stables, who then took them back to the nursery. The nursery then notified Ofsted, which has confirmed that a serious incident occurred, but hasn't explained how the child managed to get left behind.
Parking charges at London Luton Airport go up again today. It'll now cost a minimum of £2.50 to drop someone off. Simon Oxley reports.
The drop-off zone is now £2.50 for 15 minutes, rising to £11 if you stay more than half an hour. The short-term car park is going up to £4 for every 30 minutes you stay. The mid-term car park is still free for the first half hour, but it's a bus ride away, and drivers that try to drop off passengers anywhere else near the airport face an £80 fine.
Workers at highway maintenance company Amy began a 7-day strike from this morning. The company grits the roads and repairs crash barriers across Beds, Herts and Bucks. Staff at the depots in Hemel Hempstead, Sandy and Newport Pagnell are taking industrial action in a dispute over pay. BBC News has been given new details about Jihadi John, the British graduate who's thought to have killed a series of hostages in Syria. A former member of the group, Abu Ayman, says he's a cold loner but highly valued by Islamic State commanders for attracting new recruits. His words are spoken by an actor.
Some love him. Some joined ISIS after watching and admiring him. They take him as an example. ISIS play him like a piano, a celebrity to attract our Muslim brothers in Europe. But some think he's showing off. They think he's being used by ISIS.
Police are resuming their search for a schoolgirl who's been missing in Bristol for 11 days. Officers trying to find 16-year-old Becky Watts have arrested 2 people and searched 3 houses. John Kay reports.
The search for Becky Watts has intensified in the last 48 hours, with police teams now looking beyond her neighbourhood. Officers in white forensic suits searched a semi-detached house 6 miles away. They could be seen using ladders to access the attic, and neighbours said that a black estate car, which had been parked outside for about a week, was examined and then removed by police.
In sport, Watford came back from 2 goals down to beat Leeds United 3-2. Wickham drew with Stevenage, and Luton took the points against Accrington Stanley, but the MK Dons lost 2-1 at Coventry. The weather will be sunny this morning, but with gusty winds, scattered showers and the chance of snow. Top temperatures around 9 degrees Celsius, that's 48 degrees Fahrenheit. You can get the latest news and sport online at bbc.co.uk/3 counties.
Morning. Can I ask a serious question? Am I allowed to ask a serious question? Is anyone else uncomfortable with that fella still being called Jihadi John? We know his name now, don't we?
We do.
Saying that, I've forgotten him. Mohammed... hang on a second. I don't want to get it wrong. I don't want to upset that lot. Amzwani or something. You Google it.
I'll Google it.
And then I just,
It's kind of like giving him a showbiz tag, isn't it? Emwazi,
Mohammed Emwazi. I was on Sky yesterday, and I said this is one of my beefs, Sky, that people keep calling him Jihadi John, and they went, yeah, we don't. They don't, and they've dropped. They will sometimes refer to it to set up the story, but then it's Mohammed Emwazi, and it just makes him sound like Garfield the cat, or it just makes him sound flippant and a fun. Hey, he's a fun guy. Jihadi John's coming over later on to play Xbox. It just makes me uncomfortable. Mohammed Emwazi.
All right, then, well, we'll lead the way.
This show is leading the way, dear listener. Mohammed Emwazi is 08459 455 555. I know in the great scheme of things, it's not the biggest thing to get het up about, but am I? I think I am. Other stuff, a child was left behind in the woods on a trip with his or her nursery. Was it a boy? We think it was a boy.
That's the suspicion.
That's the suspicion, OK. If you're going to Luton Airport today, you might want to leave a little bit earlier. Apparently it's quite busy up there as people try and negotiate the increase in charges for the drop-off.
Oh, we've just had a text through from Matt, and if you are there, can you update us, because we're trying to get Justin there, but he's caught up in the tailbacks. Matt says, I've just been at the airport and all the drop-off area barriers had been opened up after the police went down there, I think.
Oh, and your kids swearing and, stuff.
Across beds, hearts and bucks.
This is BBC Three Counties Radio.
I kind of thought once Emwazi was named that the Jihadi John would be dropped, but I noticed the Daily Mail were using it, or the Sunday Mail on Sunday yesterday were using it in a couple of their headlines, Jihadi John. And it's just, it kind of detracts from the fact that he's a nut job killer. He's a fruitcake that goes around chopping people's heads off.
And the fact that they're being affectionately referred to as the Beatles over there by, equally nutty people.
Well, it was the hostages, wasn't it? Some of the hostages that came up with the names.
Was it? I thought it was the other
I thought, someone will know, I thought it was some of the hostages who'd come up with the John, Paul, George and Ringo thing to try and humanise the situation for them. Because they didn't know who these people were, and I think they all had English accents, or certainly spoke English anyway. I thought that's where it came from.
Oh, you're probably right.
I don't know. But, I think I would use Jihadi John to set up a story, but then it's Mohammed Emwazi. We know who he is.
It's kind of a nickname, isn't it? That's what it is. It's a nickname.
Yeah. 08459 455 555. Your thoughts on that, please. Oh, yeah, also Chinese medicine. It's a load of old guff, isn't it? Isn't it? The acupuncture, the herbs. 81333. Start your text 3CR. Now, an outstanding Bedfordshire nursery has had to report itself to Ofsted after accidentally leaving a child in the woods. Fordfield House took a group of preschoolers out for a winter walk in December, but returned with one less. The child was found by someone who works at a nearby riding school. All outings have been suspended while the nursery reassesses its procedures. Well, Liz Byram is Chief Executive of PACEY, the Professional Association for Childcare and Early Years. Morning, Liz.
Good morning.
As a parent of a nursery-age child, this is terrifying. How could this happen?
I'm sure, yes, any parent, nursery age or not, would be obviously very upset to hear of something like this happening. But I suppose my important message is that it is a very rare occurrence, and whilst not to belittle at all how awful it must have been for the parents of that child, it's a very rare thing, and you have to balance that story with the fact that so many children these days don't actually go outside and enjoy nature at all. And we know from research that fewer than a quarter of children regularly go out and enjoy their little patch of nature. So I think it's a balance, isn't it? This is a very rare occasion.
I might be taking my son out with as part of a school trip. He's 5. I've got a 5 and a 3-year-old, and I might be taking the eldest one out as part of a school trip. What kind of procedures are in place, Liz, to keep an eye on children when you're out on trips like this?
Well, I think the very first thing is before a setting even goes out on a trip, they make a risk assessment. So they think through where they're going, what the potential risks are, and balance that alongside the benefits for children in terms of the opportunity to have the freedom and space outside to play and enjoy and keep fit and learn through that experience. So there's lots of opportunities before you even leave to actually take that assessment in hand. And then, of course, it depends on where the trip is. But there's lots of different ways in which staff manage that. It might be the number of staff. It might be health and safety kits. It might be how many children per member of staff. It might be the way in which children are encouraged to hold hands as they go round the outside environment. So it very much depends on the area or the experience that those children are enjoying.
Why you kind of alluded to it at the start, why are these trips so important, do you think?
I think they're important for two very specific reasons, and I think the first one I've already said. So few children actually enjoy outside space. As parents, research tells us now that we're keeping our children indoors more, worries about traffic, more worries about other dangers. And I think we have to recognise that that's an important part of modern life, and it's right that people are worried and concerned to keep their children safe. But they're all missing out then on something really important, which is the outdoor experience to learn through play. And there's lots of really important ways in which children learn through play. They learn to take risks themselves. They learn to manage and cope with outside environments. And there's lots and lots of really important benefits for children who have some experience of playing outside. And I'm sure you, as well as I, remember the joys of doing that, climbing your first tree or discovering your first beetle and bug under a bit of wood.
Oh, don't! My boys were bringing bugs up to the bedroom yesterday. I couldn't.
Well, this is it.
Disgusting.
Yeah. I have a boy too, and he certainly does enjoy all the bugs. So I think it's about recognising that experience is still really important for children.
Liz, good to talk to you. Thank you very much indeed. 08459 455 555. Laura's in Bedford. Good morning, Laura.
Good morning.
What you got for us?
Oh, well, you're talking about children swearing.
Yeah.
Well, that's fine. I'm not going to say anything. Don't worry.
I know it's always a dangerous thing to introduce to the show, yes.
Well, in half-term last week, we had Pancake Day.
Yeah.
And my younger son, my 8-year-old, took great delight in telling me a joke.
Yeah.
He kept saying, "Holy crepe."
Oh. Oh, blimey.
I was a bit concerned. Oh, hello, my son wants to talk to me. Oh, look at your hair. It's gone all funny, Rocco. It's all right, my child just got up.
What's happened to Rocco's hair, Laura?
Oh, he's got bedhead.
Hey. Hey, how old is Rocco?
Rocco is 10.
At what age should kids start putting pomade and products in their hair?
Well, I mean, I'm quite happy for him to do that because he does have his hair does stick up a little bit and that. But he doesn't want to use it yet. He says it feels all funny, all
good.
heavy. But yeah, and I keep every week I listen to the podcast to see if I'm on it.
Oh, blimey, you want to be on the podcast?
No, I have been on the podcast, and I go, oh my gosh, I'm on it. I've made it to podcast.
Right.
I must be funny.
Okay, well, or funny or nuts. That's tends to be the type of. Well, listen, if you want to get on the podcast this week, if I'm honest, Laura, the call so far,
I've got to do better than that.
Well, it hasn't been good enough.
Oh,
so we need to. I mean, we need to find a way. Catherine, any suggestions that Laura can guarantee a spot on the podcast this week? She's got to do something pretty special. Standards have really raised.
I know they have.
Yeah.
It's getting funnier every week.
I don't know what we could make her do. Do we make her do the Dealey song?
Yeah, could you sing Dealey by Dexy's Midnight Runners?
Dealey.
Keep going. Yeah, keep going. You sing that.
Dun, dun, oh, Dealey. Oh, Dealey. Hey, Dealey. Oh, Dealey. Is that done it?
Keep going.
Oh, Dealey. Do, Dealey. Oh, Dealey. I don't know anymore.
We'll let you know. You have a listen on Friday, Laura, to see if you made it.
I don't think I made it.
Thank you very much indeed. Oh, we just bullied a mum.
You got me thinking about products in children's hair. I felt awful about putting product in my eldest's hair because she's got curly hair.
Oh.
And so her hair never looked right, and I was brushing it. I looked on YouTube, and a 12-year-old told me I shouldn't have been brushing her hair.
Zoella?
No, she's a bit older than that.
Yeah.
Apparently, you're not supposed to brush curly-haired children's hair.
What do you mean?
No.
Sorry, what do you mean?
More manly, that's better.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
Excellent. Yeah, wide-tooth comb. Don't brush.
Oh.
I was
Zoella.
jeopardising her future happiness by giving her a massive, frizzy, bush of a head.
Thank you very much indeed. 08459 455 555. And Laura has... do you know what? Laura's given us an interesting thing. We've had a lot of good callers in the podcast recently, but I'm happy to fake bits and pieces. If you just want to phone up and do something that will out of context will sound good on the podcast, more than welcome to. I don't mind.
That could be a can of worms.
It could be a whole can of worms. My boy's got a wormery.
Oh.
I just hate all
I
of
drew
that.
the line at that butterfly thing.
We did the butterfly. We got the stick insects that nobody's interested in apart from me.
And they keep reproducing.
They've not laid any eggs yet. I think they might all be blokes. Even though 1 in 10 are blokes, I think I've got all blokes. I think I've got gay stick insects.
Or they're just not in the mood.
There's no eggs coming out at all. And I tried to squeeze one the other day and nothing, it just
Don't
snapped.
squeeze them.
Yeah, well, I found out the hard way. Well, she found out the hard way. Or he. I just don't know. 08459 455 555 is the telephone number if you want to give us a call. 81333. Start your text 3CR. John says on Twitter, in regards to the nursery leaving a kid behind, 20 kids counted off the bus, 19 counted on, equals 1 missing. Hashtag incompetence, hashtag no excuse.
Hashtag there wasn't a bus. Hashtag it was just round the back.
Yeah, but hashtag you still count them, don't you?
Hashtag stop hashtagging, you hashtag Wally.
Hashtag.
Travel news for beds, cards and bugs.
BBC Three Counties Radio.
On the M1 southbound, it's stop-start between junction 11 for Dunstable Road and 7 for Hemel Hempstead. It's also looking very busy on the speed sensors on the A5 southbound through Markgate from Lynch Hill towards the M1 junction 9 for Redbourne. The Luton Airport approach road is queuing because of the change of the drop-off charges, and the M25 anti-clockwise has queues just after junction 22 for St Albans towards junction 21 for the M1. On the M25 anti-clockwise as well between junction 20 for Kings Langley and 18 for Chorleywood, it's looking very slow, but no reports any delays at the moment on the trains. Samantha Bruff, BBC Three Counties Radio.
Thank you, Samantha. 7:15. It is Monday, the 2nd of March. I'm Iain Lee. These are your headlines on BBC Three Counties Radio. A young child was accidentally left behind in Woodland by nursery school staff at the end of a walk near Flitwick. Traffic is queuing outside London Luton Airport, where drop-off charges have increased from this morning, and gritter lorry drivers at highway maintenance company AMY have started a week-long strike from this morning.
BBC Three Counties Radio.
On Inside Out, we ask what's going on in our surgeries. We investigate why so many doctors are leaving general practice, why medical students seem reluctant to take their place, and what that means for us as patients. And a friendship that spans 70 years. A World War II US veteran returns to a hero's welcome. That's Inside Out with me, David Whiteley. Tonight, 7:30 on BBC One.
And am I right? Thank you, David. That calling Mohammed Emwazi Jihadi John now is defunct, although someone has just tweeted the SAS should send in a Jihadi Yoko to really throw a spanner in the works.
Mark in Bedford agrees that Jihadi John is now not useful, but he says, I think it's a Google SEO trick, so people can search for it. But why do you want people searching for him?
Well, I suppose people do search.
I mean, we shouldn't be backing up his brand, should we?
Well, I know. I mean, and I think that, you know, if you talk, say, the killer, Mohammed Emwazi, formerly known as Jihadi John, that's acceptable because you're setting up the story and it connects in people's heads. But to just call him that, it just, I suppose. But then again, I suppose we do that with our murderers, don't we? Jack the Ripper's kind of quite a snappy name for a guy that went round.
Yeah, but that was because we didn't know who they were.
Well, yeah, but even the Yorkshire Ripper, we know who he is now.
We know his name now.
We still call him the Yorkshire Ripper.
But you normally say Peter Sutcliffe first, surely.
No, I don't think. I mean, Sutcliffe was in the papers the other day, and he's still the Yorkshire Ripper as he looks today. Was kind of the headline. So we do some of the murderers in America, Son of Sam, and
maybe the difference is that this guy is trying to recruit people and trying to sound glamorous, and we maybe help by doing that with Jihadi John. These other people are cult. Surely
he has to pop up in the next video sans balaclava, doesn't he? Now we know Now we know who he is. I mean, he sounds like obviously he is a fruitcake, what he's up to, but anyway, 08459 455 555. Am I overreacting by taking offence that we still refer to Mohammed Emwazi as Jihadi John? It really annoyed me this weekend to see loads of stories in the papers about Jihadi John.
Got a text through about the motorway strike.
Hey.
We heard about it earlier on in the headlines.
Oh, yeah.
Morning, guys. How do we know if the motorway maintenance people are on strike? They're never there anyway. It's always just the traffic cone, says Adam of Aylesbury.
It depends what time you drive through. I've seen a lot of things. Hey, who's excited? Who's genuinely excited at the thought of Junction 10 of the M1 being completed this spring?
I just want to see what it will look like when they take all the cones out.
I can't work it out in my head what it's going to look like. And I'm genuinely excited by it. I've never been excited by roadworks. But I know, sad old man. And do you know what? Just before it gets unveiled, we'll move to Dunstable. So we'll never get to see it.
Or use it.
Yeah.
I might go the long way around just to spite them. But I noticed on Friday the copper was out with his speak on.
Yeah,
when I went home.
Good, it's 30 miles an hour.
Well, it's been saying that for ages, but no one does it.
Excuse me.
Apart from me.
And me, of course. I have to. I've got significant number. If I get 3 more points, I win a taxi. 08459 455 555 is the telephone number if you want to give us a call.
So what are we talking about? Children swearing?
It's a busy show today. We're doing like a week's worth of shows on a Monday. The rest of the week will be utter guff.
Yeah.
Taters in the mould.
Cold.
Children swearing.
Yes.
Chinese medicine, it's a load of old rubbish. The herbs and the acupuncture. And I've had both. They don't work. The herbs taste disgusting. Taste of licorice, which is something I simply cannot bear. And the acupuncture flipping hurt.
But you still had a go.
I had a go because I thought I'd always wanted to try acupuncture. And my osteopath said, I've learnt it. I learnt it at a course the other day. I was like, oh, yeah, go on then, Brian, let's have a go.
Whoa. They learnt it at a course the other day.
Yeah.
Surely this is something that practitioners of the ancient art, you know, get taken in as children and wear special garb and are taught it from when they're knee-high to a grasshopper and learn it over years. You can't just learn it on a weekend course, can you?
Yeah, you can. You get the chart with the body on and stuff, so you know where to go.
And how do you learn how to twang it just right?
It's horrible. That's a load of nonsense. And Jihadi John stroke Mohammed Emwazi. What do we... Does it matter what we call him?
We could also do the story
He's
about...
throwing out more!
Well, one more maybe. Or do I hold back?
08459 455 555.
Do I let rip or hold back? 08459
You never hold back. You normally just let rip. It's particularly upstairs in the office after the show.
That's private.
You like that one, Just?
Oh, I enjoyed that one.
Yeah?
Yeah, fair play.
A little bit of bounce.
Yeah, office bounce. Yeah, we all like that.
Now, are you at Luton Airport yet?
I am.
What on earth is going on there today, Just? We've heard... I don't want to over-exaggerate. Is chaos the right word?
It's not exactly chaos, but things are certainly very, very
Mayhem?
busy. Let's just say...
Insanity? Murder?
Out of all of those, I would say chaos, out of all of those words.
Okay.
And the reason being is because today, the drop-off zone just outside the terminal, the fee for dropping off your loved ones is going up to £2.50.
Or also your hated ones, Justin.
Yes, that is true. Yeah, drop them off and away you go. Hopefully I'll never see you again. But no, from today, it's going up to £2.50. And a lot of people going into that area, they may be going in there with the correct change, which is normally, of course, less than £2.50.
It was £2 and it's gone up to £2.50. So it's if you stay there for a further 5 minutes, it goes up to a £5.
Yeah, and of course, in the local area, do not try and drop people off around the roundabout because there's cameras here and you're going to get fined £80.
You will get, and I suspect there will be a few people that don't know that area that well, and in 2 weeks' time they'll be getting a little brown envelope through their window, through their door saying £80 please.
Happened to a lot of people, but certainly I've just literally gone into the drop-off zone. It took me a while to get here today and it is chaotic in there, and the reason being is because people haven't got the correct change. Some people haven't got a card to pay because they've come here with the correct change. The machines, I've been told, are slow this morning, which which is slowing the whole process down.
man.
But according to my research this morning, Luton Airport, in terms of express drop-off zones, is the most expensive in the UK. People here are not happy at all. Here's what passengers have had to say. Well, sir, you're talking to people here. You're not happy about this fee. Tell us how you feel.
I think it's absolutely disgusting.
Tell us why.
Well, £2.50 to come to an airport where you're already paying airport taxes and everything else to get in and out. I think it's absolutely disgusting. And you've just spent all that money on the motorway to get people into this airport. They're queuing up all the way down the road for 20 minutes taking to get in, and then all of a sudden you've got to pay £2.50 to park your car and drive in and drive out.
The airport have sent us a statement. We have requested they come on the programme to explain these charges. They're not coming on. Again, as somebody who's using this airport as a customer, what's your reaction to that?
Well, I've got a good mind to start going somewhere else because this is absolutely terrible. I only live in Harpington, but I've a good mind to go to Gatwick or somewhere like that because I think paying £2.50 to drop someone off with all the money they're making is absolutely terrible.
I'll let you calm down. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
What's your reaction to these fees? You just come through.
It's absolutely ridiculous. I was there 30 seconds to drop my mate off, £2.50. It doesn't cost them anywhere near that, does it?
Roy, you're queuing to get out. Bit of a queue here, £2.50 now.
Well, every time they close the gates, the traffic's going right back down to the roundabout. It's chaos down there every time they do it.
Yeah, I mean, traffic is bad, but what about the fee itself? £2.50, is that justified?
Well, no, not really. £2 is enough. It was bad enough when it went up last time from £1, wasn't it? For 15 minutes, it's just a rip-off. Heathrow's the same.
Do we know, and Luton Airport, and I know Jonathan will probably have something to say about this, because I've heard him mention this on his show before, but Luton Airport, they have been accused in the past, Justin, of grabbing money wherever they can and punishing their customers. Have they given any reason for this increase?
Well, again, it's a shame that they are not coming on the programme today. If they are going to do something like this, come on and explain to people. The offer is there. They've sent us a statement. They say they've made a number of changes. As part of this update, which kicked in today, all credit card transaction fees, currently £1.35, have been withdrawn. And in response to passenger feedback, the £40 parking charge notice for customers using the priority zone for longer than 15 minutes, that's been removed. That's gone into a flexi system. But come on and explain. £2.50 for 15 minutes, and as those people are saying there, people are paying to use this airport. They're investing in the success of Luton Airport. They feel like £2.50 is way, way too much.
It does. Well, it does sound like a rip-off. I'm really trying. I've been trying to avoid saying that all morning, but without them to explain to me why it's essential. £2 for 15 minutes is pretty ridiculous, but to put it up another 50 pence, I just don't. I cannot get my head around. You're right.
Yeah, it's.
You sound like you're enjoying this a bit too much.
I'm just trying to think why they're doing this, and clearly from a business point of view, an extra 50 pence, all those thousands of passengers coming through.
Oh, it's a shed load of cash.
It's a shed load of cash, but it may put people off. That first gentleman there says, "I've got a right mind to go and use another airport." I went to Heathrow, I would say, 4 or 5 weeks ago. I dropped my parents right outside the terminal.
Yeah, drop them off.
Did it cost me anything? Didn't cost me a single penny. So why is Luton Airport charging these fees?
But they know that people will use it and people will come and they'll pay. Catherine?
But will they?
The other thing is, Justin, that you can't drop them off further down the road, can you? Because you get fined for that.
Yeah, again, £80 fines. There's lots of signs here saying if you drop people off in this area, £80. To a lot of people, it's just a cash cow. But they've got to be careful with this.
How does it work for cabs? Do cabs have a drop-off point separate, or do they have to pay the £2.50?
There is a separate drop-off zone for cabs. However, I have seen taxi drivers this morning in that drop-off zone also paying £2.50. So, as I say, they've got to be careful because here they have a very, very successful airport. Moving forward, of course, expansion plans. You don't want to annoy your passengers. And again, the people at Luton Airport, please, instead of sending a piece of paper to us, come on the radio and explain to the people who are investing in you why you are making these increases.
Justin, Chinese medicine, and if you get time, a bit of Lenin Nimoy. We'll speak to you later.
Yeah, my pleasure, boss.
Ta-ta, cheers.
Looks like the only way around that one is taking the train.
or going to another airport. But people, you know, it's convenient. Luton Airport is convenient.
So it's just one of those extra expenses you've got to factor into your holiday.
It does sound like a rip-off. I can't. I've avoided trying to say that all morning. I tried to avoid saying that all morning, but £2 for a 15-minute drop-off is a lot of money. £2.50 is.
But that woman that was 30 seconds.
Yeah. 08459 455 555. Your thoughts on that, please. Let's get a bit of travel on BBC Three Counties Radio. Here's Sam here.
Travel news for beds, cards and bugs.
BBC Three Counties Radio.
On the M40 into London, there are long delays between junction 2 for Beaconsfield and 1A for the M25. Looking at the speed sensors on the M1 southbound, it's stop-start between junction 12 for Flitwick and 7 for Hemel Hempstead. And the airport approach road into Luton Airport, it still has long queues because of the drop-off charges increasing to £2.50. On the A1 Great North Road, looking at the speed sensors, it's very slow in both directions now between the Black Cat roundabout and the St Neots junction because of the roadworks there. And looking at the train departure boards, there are no major delays showing up at the moment. Samantha Brough, BBC Three Counties Radio.
Across beds, hearts and bugs.
This is BBC Three Counties Radio.
It's 7:30, I'm Lee Agnew. The headlines: a young child was accidentally left behind in Woodland by nursery school staff at the end of a walk near Flitwick. Fordfield House Nursery suspended all future trips while they reviewed their procedures. Traffic has been queuing outside London Luton Airport, where parking charges have increased from this morning. It now costs a minimum of £2.50 to drop someone off. Workers at highway maintenance company AMY begin a 7-day strike from this morning. Staff at the depots in Hemel Hempstead, Sandy and Newport Pagnell are taking industrial action in a dispute over pay. The weather will be sunny this morning, but with gusty winds, scattered showers and the chance of snow. Top temperatures around 9 degrees Celsius, that's 48 degrees Fahrenheit.
Three Counties Sports.
BBC Three Counties Radio.
Chelsea won the first domestic trophy of the season, beating Tottenham 2-0 in the League Cup final at Wembley. Captain John Terry scored his side's opening goal and believes it could be the springboard to more success.
It's the start of something, and we always said we have to win trophies to be up there with some great sides and a great set of players, but we've won our first one, and going back to 2004-05, you know, it kind of inspired us and kicked us on, and hopefully this can do the same.
Meanwhile, Chelsea are now 5 points clear at the top of the Premier League table after Manchester City lost 2-1 to Liverpool. Watford manager Slaviša Djukanovic has praised his striker Matiš Vydra after their 3-2 win at Leeds on Saturday. He's been used as a sub in recent weeks, but started at Elland Road and scored twice, leaving Djukanovic impressed.
They scored today twice, but I am thinking how he is working really, and he is working very, very hard. He helped us without the ball. He fight all the ball.
The MK Dons lost ground on League One leaders Bristol City as they went down 2-1 at Coventry. The Luton Town boss John Still has paid tribute to striker Mark Cullen following Saturday's 2-0 win against Accrington. Cullen's been the subject of transfer speculation in recent weeks and was dropped from the squad that lost at Wimbledon. But he returned on Saturday and Still says they've moved on.
My stance would never change. If you don't want to be here, then that's fine. I have no problems with that. But as I say, Mark was, big enough to stand up and say, maybe it didn't come out as he wanted it to come out. And this was while negotiations were still going on. It wasn't like it was over and then he's come back and said it. So I thought it was the right thing to do to bring him back.
Wycombe remain third in League Two as they drew 2-2 with Stevenage. And the England rugby head coach Stuart Lancaster says he's gutted after they lost 19-9 to Ireland in the Six Nations to end their hopes of winning the Grand Slam. That's BBC Three Counties News and Sport with more at 8 o'clock.
Call 08459 455 555.
BBC Three Counties Radio.
That cannot combine with is that man's having a breakdown, isn't he? Isn't he just? Hannah's on the line. Good morning, Hannah. Hello, Hannah. How are you?
Great, thank you.
What's your favourite band?
The Vamps.
Who's your favourite singer?
Katy Perry.
What's your favourite film?
Chitty Chitty Bang Bang.
What? No, it's too long. It goes on too long. It's about 45 minutes too long. There's some good bits. Toot Sweets is good.
Toot Sweet, Toot Sweet.
That's good. And, oh, you pretty chitty bang bang, we love you. Oh, my little bum 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 bum.
Tell you what's a bit wrong.
Yeah.
You're my little chutchy face.
Oy.
That's a bit wrong, isn't it?
Is that the one where Dick Van Dyke, I'm looking at you, Chushy Face, is that the one where Dick Van Dyke is being chased and then he hides in like a song and dance routine?
That's when he pretends to be. That's when he pretends to be a musical box.
What's the song? No.
Chutchy Face is when the King and Queen are playing.
No. What's the song he sings?
What can you see? You people staring at
Stop!
me.
She's confusing me, Hannah. What's the song he sings? The old bamboo, come on, get up and do the old bamboo.
That's when.
That's when
in the fair.
The king.
Yeah.
That's.
What?
I think it's when the king and queen, it's the king's party.
No, mate. You've never seen the film, Hannah. What are you talking
He's running away
about?
from the strong man at the fair.
He's at the fair. Kelly, can you find Dick Van Dyke, the old bamboo, please? It'll be from the Chitty Chitty Bang Bang soundtrack.
Yeah.
Okay, Hannah, what's your favourite book?
Have
you ever read a book, Hannah?
Tom Gates.
Who?
Tom Gates.
Do you mean Tom Sawyer?
No, Tom Gates by Liz something.
Okay, who's your favourite artist?
Don't know.
Okay, what's your favourite TV programme?
Art Ninja.
What?
Art Ninja.
Wow, they actually did a programme called Art Ninja. And finally, Hannah, can you spell the word remember?
REMEMBER.
Did you get it right on the test on Friday?
Yes.
Yes, get in there! Did you get? You had 4 words to spell on Friday. Did you get them all right?
Yes. Recent, regular, rain, remember.
Oh, yeah, the R's. The R's. Well done, Hannah. And did we, because a lot of people don't like our show and they say we're childish, I say we're educational, and you could actually be the thing that proves that. Did you remember because you remembered it from me saying remember?
Yes.
Beautiful. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Hannah.
Inform, educate and entertain.
My work here is done, Hannah. I can quit now. I've finished.
Yay, thank you very much.
You can't quit now. You've got until 9 o'clock.
Oh.
What's happening?
I've quit. My work here is done.
Come on.
It's like I'm waiting to leap into the next body. It's quantum leap. Ziggy said there was an 85% chance that the reason I was put here was to help Hannah remember how to spell remember, so I'm just waiting to leap.
Obviously, there's more to be done.
Oh, boy. Hannah, well done. Nice to talk to you. Speak to you soon. Bye-bye.
She didn't know what that meant.
No, of course you didn't. Well done. Oh, boy. Got any texts?
Yeah.
Go on.
Kids swearing. Oh, this is another one, and this could spark another phone in.
Oh, we should have a little recap in a minute of what we're talking about. Well done, Hannah. That's brilliant. I'm really pleased.
Kids swearing. My son had to make a time machine for school, says Mark in Bedford.
Whoa! Sorry? What? He had to make a time machine?
Well, they got YouTube.
Flippin' heck!
So I thought I'd put Back to the Future on. Apart from being a blast from the past, it had a massive load of swearing in it.
Oh, does it?
I had the same thing with Goonies. I thought, Goonies, that'll be a fun film. It's really rude and quite sweary.
Yeah.
So films that are more sweary than you remember.
Well, Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
I put that
on for the boys at the weekend. It's terrifying. It's terrifying. Big fat fella with a fake face on running around with a chainsaw chasing a woman. It's horrible.
All I could remember about the Goonies was, there was a pirate thing, there was a baddie, there was, hey, you guys. I didn't realise there was loads of swearing as well.
We have rinsed the Penguins of Madagascar, the 3 TV series, and then we found an episode that we hadn't seen. Oh, and it was good. It's so funny, that cartoon. It makes me laugh out loud.
I haven't watched a whole one.
Oh, they're so fun. They're so naughty, those penguins.
Found some new ones when we went to America, and they do have them over here as well. The World According to Gumball, it's called.
Okay.
And Cartoon Network. And, there was one called Sanjay and Craig. Americans can't say Craig, can they?
Well, they can't say aluminum.
But they can't say Craig.
No, they can't say aluminium.
But Craig is someone's name.
Well, they can't say words Americans can't say. They can't say herbs. Herbs. They say herbs. Have you got any herbs? No, but I've got a load of herbs. There's an H there, you plums. Say it.
So what if your name was Craig and you sold herbs?
Craig herbs.
Craig's herbs.
Craig's herbs. Just makes you,
Anyway, Sanjay is a boy and Craig is a snake.
And Dick Van Dyke is a bamboo.
music. Music.
A gentleman's got a walking stick, a seaman's got a cap, and the merry men of Robin Hood, they used a quarterstaff. On Spanish plains inside their caves, they hide their ruddy swords. What we may do with an old bamboo, and everyone applauds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, hey! The old bamboo, the old bamboo. You better never bother with the old bamboo.
Music.
We lumber shoe, but you better never bother with the old bamboo. You use a sturdy pole.
I'm reminded of a child swearing. Do you remember that kid? That 2-year-old kid that has the ice bucket challenge done?
Yes!
That is a great child.
1, 2, 3,
Music.
Hey, Barbara, you enjoying this?
Lovely.
Yeah, lovely, isn't it? A little bit of Dick Van Dyke from Chitty Chitty Bang Bang.
Mary Poppins.
Chitty Chitty Bang Bang.
Mary Poppins.
Chitty Chitty Bang Bang.
Mary Poppins.
Chitty Chitty Bang Bang.
All right, then you have it your way. It's Mary Poppins.
It's Chitty Chitty Bang Bang.
No, it's not.
It's Chitty Chitty Bang Bang.
It's not.
It's Chitty Chitty Bang Bang.
I know a word Americans can't say.
Go on.
The Azores.
Barbara?
Yeah?
Hang on, Catherine thinks she knows why you're so hideously wrong. Catherine?
Because this is like the other version of the Chimney Sweep song that they sing on the roof.
It is just Chimney Sweep.
No, it's the old bamboo from Chitty Chitty Bang Bang.
The Chimney Sweep song was...
The same as this.
Pick your knees up, step in time.
It was similar, but it's not this.
Oh.
Hang on a minute. Kelly, can you get Pick Your Knees Up?
Step in time.
Step in
Pick your knees
time.
up, step in time.
From Mary Poppins, please, because I don't want to argue with Barbara.
No.
She fought 2 world wars for us, and now I'm disrespecting her.
Barbara's wobbling. Come on, Barbara, you know you're wrong.
You know you're wrong, Barbara.
All right, then. I'm wrong.
Thank you very much.
Music. He's quite literally a legend in his own underpants. Music.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
You can't get me on Mary Poppins. I've seen Mary Poppins a billion times.
Me too.
It's good, Mary Poppins. Chitty Bang Bang is not good. It's certainly not as good as I remembered it. It's too long.
There are tiny things in Mary Poppins that I love the most, like the medicine. I didn't really like the bank bit.
Well, I liked it when I found out the old man was Dick Van Dyke as well.
Yeah.
I like the bit where the woman's in the snow globe.
Oh, I love to laugh. That one.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Loud and long.
I like the every time they fire the cannon or something, everything moves.
Yeah, it's good that.
I like that bit. That's good.
So Mary Poppins, nice set pieces, rapid dialogue, good movie. 2 thumbs up.
There's a film critic, right, on another BBC local radio station, and I get to hear it every Friday when I'm driving up to Birmingham, right? And I've noticed he does this thing, and it's so weird, right? It's a whole half an hour and it's weird.
But you are addicted to it.
He does several weird things, but they do a little competition at the end where you have to guess the tagline of the film. So he does his last review and he goes...
space, no one can hear you scream.
Yeah, and he goes, right, coming up, I'm going to do the competition. But before I do that, thanks for listening and enjoy your movie experience.
Oh.
Now here's the competition.
Oh, how odd.
But then he does another weird thing, right? You're right, Kels.
Mm-hmm.
Does a weird thing. It does showbiz gossip.
So he says goodbye and then comes back again.
But he does showbiz gossip.
Right.
That he's obviously just got off of the internet.
The Daily Mail side.
Yeah. Well, as Clint Eastwood was telling me earlier this week, he's really excited that his new film is doing so well. When I was speaking to Meg Ryan, she told me, you've never spoken to... You're some hack on local radio. You've never spoken to Meg Ryan. If you've spoken to her, play the audio. There is no audio. You've got it off CFAX.
He doesn't speak to anyone, as Michael Parkinson will testify.
He's pulled it off CFAX. This is what you were thinking about.
Stepping time! Stepping
Sounds the same, Mike.
Stepping time!
Come on, Mary Poppins! Stepping time! Stepping time! Stepping time! Come on, ladies, stepping time!
Me old bamboo, me old bamboo. Oh, hang on a minute, we've been done.
There we go. Dick Van Dyke mash-up. As much of his life was mashed up by booze.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, he disappeared for 3 weeks during the filming of Chitty Bang Bang, was found drunk under London Bridge. Ladies and gentlemen, Dick Van Dyke. We'll put Barbara in the podcast.
What is it about the Americans and London Bridge? They love it, don't they?
Because of...
You use a sturdy pole. Over the rooftops.
It is the same song. I mean, fair play. It's not the same song. Oh, no, hang on, I can't stop it. It's not the same song, but it is the same song.
You know, we could put over the top of it.
Yeah.
It's supercalifragilistic. That's another one. It's the same. It's all the same.
What can the listener call in about this morning, Catherine? We've argued about Dick Van Dyke.
I can't believe it's so sweary. Films that you've forgotten from your youth. Try to introduce to your children. They're really sweary.
Yeah.
What else?
Kids swearing, Chinese medicine, the herb, and indeed the needle.
Have you ever had the twang?
I don't know. Acupuncture is acupuncture, Chinese medicine, homeopathy, all of these things, they don't work.
And yet my mate Twisty swears by it. He's got a bad back and he goes in and has the old needles every now and again and comes out feeling on cloud nine.
He's called Twisty.
Because his surname is Twist.
Is he?
A little bit.
There you go. 08459 455 555 81333. Start your text 3CR. Or you can send me a cheeky little email if you'd like. Iain, IAIN, .LWE at bbc.co.uk. BBC Three Counties Radio, let's get the travel.
Travel news for beds, cards and bugs.
BBC Three Counties Radio.
In St Neots on the A4280 eastbound, there's been an accident between Barford Road and Cambridge Road, so that's partially blocking it, making it very slow, and where it's already slow because of the roadworks approaching the Black Cat roundabout. In Luton on the Airport Approach Road, approaching the Luton Airport terminal, there are queues because of the increase in the drop-off charges today. On the M1 southbound, it's stop-start between junction 12 for Flitwick to 7 for Hemel Hempstead, and the M25 anti-clockwise. Looking at the cameras, it's very busy between junction 26 for Waltham Abbey and 25 for Enfield. On the M40 towards London, it's very slow from junction 5 for Stokenchurch to junction 4 for the High Wycombe Handycross roundabout, but at the moment the trains are mainly running to time. Samantha Bruff, BBC Three Counties Radio.
Yeah. 7:45. It's Monday, the 2nd of March. I'm Iain Lee. These are your headlines on BBC Three Counties Radio. A young child was accidentally left behind in Woodland by nursery school staff at the end of a walk near Flitwick. Traffic is queuing outside London Luton Airport, where drop-off charges have increased from this morning. And gritter lorry drivers at highway maintenance company Amy have started a week-long strike from this morning. Let's get the weather. Here's Sarah.
Beds, Herts and Bucks weather.
BBC Three Counties Radio.
OK, so we're tracking the showers that are making their way in from the west. The line currently running pretty much parallel right the way down from Leicestershire down to Hampshire, just making its way towards Oxfordshire at the moment. So knocking on our door into Buckinghamshire in the next little while, spreading to Beds and Herts as well, not long after that. So showers for the next hour or two, and they could be a little bit wintry as temperatures are still at 2 Celsius. The Chilterns particularly could see that wintry mix of sleet, snow and rain as they rattle through. But then a lot of dry and settled weather for much of the rest of the day. It will be quite chilly though. A high on the thermometer despite the sunshine of just 6 Celsius, and that's tempered by a fairly brisk westerly winds. Tonight in the early hours of the morning we'll see further wintry showers making their way in from the west. Again, they could give us a light dusting in the Chilterns, but certainly an ice risk for all of us first thing tomorrow morning. And then a lot of dry and settled weather through the rest of the day, the risk of some afternoon showers, and again a high of around 6 degrees. From Wednesday things are pretty settled. Pressure building across the south of the UK. Still a nighttime frost into Thursday, but temperatures from that point rising up to 9 or 10 Celsius by Friday, and temperatures in double figures through the weekend, feeling much more spring-like by then.
Every weekday morning.
Let me get on with your consumer problems.
Should I expect it to last as a £350 TV or a £250 TV?
Jonathan Vernon Smith.
Have you gone back to the retailer? I went and spoke to the company that you'd paid the money to.
The JVS show fights for your rights and tackles your consumer problems.
So I emailed again and reminded them of the statutory rights, which I've heard in your programme.
If you need our help, email jvsshow@bbc.co.uk.
They've backed down and they
of putting right into me that I no longer owe the money.
And we could do the same for you.
That's fantastic news. Thank you so much, Jonathan.
Your team is fantastic because you look after the people.
The JVS Show. Weekdays from 9 on BBC Three Counties Radio.
Hazel's in Welling. Good morning, Hazel.
Hello.
What have you got for us?
I want to know how you say Honest.
Why do you want to know that?
Because I want to know how you say it.
Why are you so curious?
Because I want to know.
Honestly?
Honestly, yeah.
There's my answer.
Why do you always say honestly then?
Yes, I do, Hazel.
Oh, do you?
Why do you want to know? Of course I say honest.
Because you're making fun of Americans who say herb.
Yeah.
And they can say herb because it comes from the French.
What?
And
herb.
The French for herb is herb.
Oh, Hazel.
And we sometimes do it. We sometimes drop an H.
Yeah, we drop an H if we're common.
Yeah.
Yeah, but not because we're French. How do we say your name?
Hazel.
Exactly.
No, well, if you're a Cockney, it's Hazel.
Yeah, exactly. But if you're an American, it would be Hazel. Hazel. Hey, Hazel.
Hey, Hazel.
My
mum
used to
my mum used to work in a hotel, and it was a posh one. And after a while, she started referring to it as an hotel.
Yeah, well, that's because it comes from the French.
I know, but it did make us laugh, Hazel, because it sounded daft.
I can't see why we say honest and not honest.
Well, we can say honest if
Should we start saying honest now?
Yeah, okay.
All right, then.
Honestly.
Honestly, Hazel, it's so nice to hear from you.
Thank you very much.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Ta-ta. Is herb from Le Herbe, the French?
Les herbes.
Les herbes. Have we got any Americans listening who can phone up and speak funny for
Where's
us?
Valerie? Where's Valerie? She listens. She can ring us up. She can tell us everything.
08459 455 555. Now, on Friday, we told you about a woman from Stevenage who was furious. Loads of you saw this on the Facebook page. She was furious that someone had complained about a mural she'd painted on the fence of her council house. It was Elaine Worsley, wasn't it, Catherine? Describe
I'd say Worsley, but you kept calling her Worsley.
Well, let's... Elaine, Worsley or Worsley?
Worsley.
Worsley?
Worsley, yeah. It's an O, but pronounce it more like an E.
I know that. That's where I come from, in Manchester.
Oh, well, why didn't you pick me up on it, Elaine? I feel silly now.
I did tell somebody.
Well,
she thought you were being posh.
I don't speak to the minions here, Elaine. Let's just call you Elaine, shall we? Catherine, describe the mural. And boy, oh boy, doesn't she sound a lot happier today. I wonder what's happened. Describe the mural that was so controversial.
Elaine painted her fence black and thought looks like it needs a bit of brightening up. So she did a little silhouette of a soldier looking down at a war grave. Yes. That's right, isn't it, Elaine?
That's right, yeah.
And then she thought, still, this isn't quite enough. And the neighbours loved it, so she put a few poppies on there, and it grew and grew from there. And everyone seemed to love it. In fact, the neighbours loved the poppies so much that you started adding their loved ones' names to them. People who were fallen in the wars, didn't you, Elaine?
I did indeed, yeah.
And then someone complained, and you got a letter from the council saying this might have to go.
I got a phone call first,
right,
and then the letter backed it up. My son threw a bit of a hissy fit and phoned you guys.
Good.
And it all kind of snowballed from there, really.
And you were furious, and when we spoke to you last week, you were obviously really upset by the whole thing, weren't you?
Yeah, I mean, I was extremely irate that somebody had complained, I must admit.
Okay.
Because I got such a good response from it at the time. I was a bit kind of like, well, why? What is so offensive?
Loads of people saw it on the Facebook. The majority of people were on your side. What's the latest, Elaine? What's happened over the weekend?
I didn't even get as far as the weekend, to be honest. Round about 10:25 on Friday morning, I got a phone call from the lovely Bola at the council, who was the lady that had to ring and tell me that I had to paint over my fence in the first place.
Yeah.
And she said retrospective permission has been granted.
Hey! And so I
haven't received it in writing yet.
Right.
That will probably be on my doorstep when I get home because I'm out working at the moment.
And so that's it. That's a done deal now. They can't go back on that. That mural can stay, and that's great.
Yep.
You must be
absolutely.
So relieved.
Yes, I'm thrilled, and my neighbours are absolutely thrilled as well.
Oh, that's brilliant. Still no idea who complained?
No idea.
You watch, there'll be someone walking around with a really grumpy face today. It'll be them. That'll be the person.
I'd kind of like to know who it is, purely on the basis that I'd like to know why they found it so offensive.
Yeah, I suspect you're never going to find out.
No, probably not.
One criticism that popped up a few times about the artistic merit. It does
I
look
never
like
claimed to be an
No,
artist.
I know, but some people pointed out, and I can't not see it now. It does look like the soldiers wearing tights.
Right, it's a World War I image.
Good.
That is why they wore kind of gaiters. The uniform in World War I was a whole lot different.
Excellent.
So it's a World War I image, not World War II.
The good thing is people are looking at it closely.
Yes, Elaine, it's so nice to hear you sound a lot more relieved than you were last week.
I'm really surprised how far and wide it spread as well, because I don't go on Facebook that often, I must admit, but I was reading through a lot of the comments last night. There was people from America commenting. Wow. There was a lovely lady from up in the Wirral that said that she owned her fence, and if anybody wanted to come and paint something similar on it, then go ahead and do so.
Well, you might have started a trend, Elaine. This could be the beginning of something. Hey, listen.
Well, to be honest about it, there's no one left from World War I. There's no one to tell the story. There's no one to perpetuate it and to make sure that we don't forget what happened. We are fast running out of people that were around during World War II. And if we don't go and talk to them and listen to their stories, then it's all going to be forgotten, which is very sad. It will just be left to the historians. That's their H's again, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. The flipping H's. The historians.
Yeah, the historians, I can't say myself now. And they just kind of generally do facts and figures and dates. They don't tell the human story of what people went through. And we're going to lose that if we don't go out and listen to our old folk.
Elaine, good work. Well done. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. There we go. You see, boy, oh boy, doesn't she sound a little bit more relieved than she did on Friday when she wasn't in the best of moods.
She was
good
livid.
for her. Good for her. Well done. It seems that common sense has prevailed. Have we got... oh, by the way, Birmingham and Leicester are other words that Americans cannot say. They say Birmingham and Leicester.
Leicester Square.
Leicester Square.
Here's one here. We need some America. If you're American, please can you just lend us your mouth and brain?
Yeah. Can you get me a job in your country, please?
Well, if they're over here...
Well, they must have contacts in America.
Okay.
I would drop this in a heartbeat to go and sweep the streets of New York City.
Where they're paved with...
poop.
Here's some other suggestions from Linda that Americans can't say. If you're an American, come and prove us right or indeed wrong.
Yep.
Linda says Americans can't say Moira.
What do they say then?
I don't know. I know they can't say mirror. They say mirror.
Mirror, yeah.
Warrior, they say. Don't
yeah,
they?
yeah.
And here's another one. She says, or maths with an S. I just think they don't say maths with an S.
No, they say math.
Math.
You go and do the math, and I'm always very just under my breath going.
Americans can't say mirror, orange, or root. They just say it differently.
I like America, but I like some bits of America. I don't like Los Angeles. I like New York.
It's not proper America.
Oh, Los Angeles is horrible, soulless place.
My sister lived in Georgia. And she found herself having to adapt the way she spoke because otherwise she would get... I told you about this, didn't I?
Yeah.
She'd go into a restaurant and she'd say, can I have a glass of water?
Yeah.
And they'd bring her waffles.
Yeah, yeah.
They brought her paper.
Water. I want some water.
And you don't ask, can I have, either. You don't say, and please. You say, can I get...
Whenever
can
I
get a glass of water?
Whenever I go to the States, I play up the Englishness.
Yeah,
I become very, very posh.
I become John Cleese.
Yeah, very posh. And also, there are some words in American that are very, very rude in this country, but mean nothing over there. So with great joy, I would stand as though I were calling my dog in the middle of a street, the dog's name beginning with W. Doesn't mean...
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean anything.
Doesn't mean anything. Or go into a record store. Do you have anything by the W's?
I was told you mustn't say, I'm going to put my jumper on and go out for a fag.
Oh, yeah, you can't...
A jumper is a skirt.
Really?
Yeah.
And we know what a fag is. You can't spark up a fag. You can't.
It's a very, very rude word over there. So be careful, anyone who's out there and smoking.
Ooh,
Perhaps give up for your trip to America.
I fancy a trip to the States. I fancy going to New York City.
Also, fanny's not what it is out there either.
Well, I've said this before when I was at a Neil Diamond concert when I was very young.
Fanny, they say.
And Neil Diamond said very loudly, everybody get up and shake your fannies. Now, as a 13, 14-year-old boy, I was thinking, this is brilliant! This is brilliant! Get up and shake your fannies.
They have fanny packs.
Yeah, well, exactly.
It's a bum bag. It's not more than one.
Unbelievable. What? 08459 455 555. It seems like we're going to be knocking the Americans this morning. And do you know what? There are worse things that we could do first thing in the morning, isn't there? We're also... No one has been able to phone in and defend the Chinese medicine, the acupuncture, the herbs, or any of that nonsense, because... it don't work.
People that love it swear by it, so let's hear from you.
Well, but it doesn't... Maybe we're getting wise. It doesn't work. It's a rip-off. Putting needles in and then flicking them. Really?
I didn't realise they flicked them. That's new on me today.
Them, yeah, they vibrate. It's the vibration going through to your chakras. Or maybe I'm combining two different continents there. Either way, it's a load of old rubbish, isn't it?
Travel news for beds, cards and bugs.
BBC Three Counties Radio.
On the M1 southbound, there's been an accident between junction 12 for Flitwick and 11 for Dunstable Road. So there's a lane closed because of that, and it's looking very slow at the moment. On the M25 anti-clockwise, it's very busy between junction 26 for Waltham Abbey and 25 for Enfield. And the M40 towards London is very slow from junction 2 for Beaconsfield to junction 1A for the M25. In Hemel Hempstead, looking at the speed sensors on the A41 southbound, that's very busy between the Hemel Hempstead turn-off and the M25 junction 20 for Kings Langley. And in St Neots on the A428 eastbound, that's been partially blocked by an accident between Barford Road and Cambridge Road, so it's very slow. Samantha Bruff, BBC Three Counties Radio.
Thank you very much, Sammy. Seriously, Chinese medicine, the herbs and the needles? No. It's nonsense, isn't it?
Local and vocal across beds, hearts and bucks.
This is BBC Three Counties Radio.
It's 8 o'clock, I'm Lee Agnew. The headlines: nursery school child left in Woodland, parking charges go up at Luton Airport, and a Stevenage woman told her fence mural can stay.
BBC Three Counties Radio.
A nursery in Bedfordshire has reported itself to Ofsted after accidentally leaving a child in the woods. Fordfield House Nursery took a group of preschoolers for a walk but returned with one less. The child was found by someone who works at a nearby riding school. Liz Bayram from the Professional Association for Childcare and Early Years says it would be wrong to cancel future walks completely.
Any parent would be obviously very upset to hear of something like this happening, but I suppose that it is a very rare occurrence, and whilst not to belittle at all how awful it must have been for the parents of that child, it's a very rare thing, and you have to balance that story with the fact that so many children these days don't actually go outside and enjoy nature at all.
Workers at highway maintenance company AMI begin a 7-day strike from this morning. The company grits the roads and repairs crash barriers across Beds, Herts and Bucks. Staff at the depots in Hemel Hempstead, Sandy and Newport Pagnell are taking industrial action in a dispute over pay. Traffic has been queuing outside London Luton Airport, where parking charges have increased from this morning. It now costs a minimum of £2.50 to drop someone off. Drivers say they're not impressed.
I think it's absolutely disgusting. £2.50 to come to an airport where you're already paying airport taxes and everything else to get in and out. I think it's absolutely disgusting. And you've just spent all that money on the motorway to get people into this airport. They're queuing up all the way down the road for 20 minutes taking to get in. And then all of a sudden you've got to pay £2.50 to park your car and drive in and drive out.
Police are resuming their search for a schoolgirl who's been missing from her home in Bristol for 11 days. Officers trying to find 16-year-old Becky Watts have arrested 2 people and searched 3 houses. A woman from Stevenage has been told she can keep a mural to fallen soldiers in her front garden. The Borough Council told Elaine Worsley she should have got permission before painting poppies and a silhouette of a soldier on her council-owned fence in York Road. But since speaking to BBC Three Counties Radio on Friday, she's been told it can stay.
Absolutely delighted. All this fuss can go away and I can keep my fence, and I will keep adding and dedicating more poppies. It's just paint at the end of the day. I didn't think for one second that I would have to ask permission to paint a fence with preservative.
In sport, Watford came back from 2 goals down to beat Leeds United 3-2. Wickham drew with Stevenage and Luton took the points against Accrington Stanley, but the MK Dons lost 2-1 at Coventry. The weather will be sunny this morning, but with gusty winds, scattered showers and the chance of snow. Top temperatures around 9 degrees Celsius, that's 48 degrees Fahrenheit. You can get the latest news and sport online at bbc.co.uk/3 counties.
Thank you, Lee. Morning, Iain Lee, BBC Three Counties Radio. Chinese medicine, it's a load of old guff. I don't want to diss 2 billion people, but guys, herbs and needles do not cure things. Swearing children. Oh yeah, and Americans cannot speak properly. 08459 455 555.
Across beds, hearts and bucks.
This is BBC Three Counties Radio.
You right, Steve?
Yeah, you?
Yeah, I'm okay. What you got for us, fella?
It's just on the American theme. Set my sat-nav to the old American voice for ages now. Just makes me chuckle every now and again.
Yeah.
Whenever I head towards Peterborough, it says, turn left towards Peterborough.
Oh, yeah, Peterborough, yes.
Yeah, it's a laugh.
I tell you what, I'm thinking, because it is a laugh. Just the one. You get these funny sat-nav. You can get like Stephen Fry, can't you? And Mr. T and John Cleese doing the voices. But I find them a right pain in the bum.
I love Stephen Fry, but occasionally I change it. I've got an elderly Jewish grandmother who tells you off if you go the wrong way. You didn't listen to me, she says.
I turn the voice off on my sat-nav.
Yeah, I do a lot of the time, actually. It drives you up the wall.
If it's driving you up the wall, mate, it's probably broken. And B, there is only so many laughs you can have. You like that one, Kels?
Stephen Fry's lovely, though, because when you get there, he says...
Thank you, Stephen.
I think I may be falling in love with you.
I've
He's married
set mine to Australian, and it's an Australian lady, and I think I fancy her.
I don't like the voices. I find them annoying.
You should do one.
And Steve, there's only so many laughs you can have while you're driving. You've got to be careful.
Peterborough, though, fair play, is funny.
Across beds, hearts and bucks.
This is Iain Lee.
BBC Three Counties Radio.
Now, this next story, parents' worst nightmare. A Bedfordshire nursery had to report itself to Ofsted after accidentally leaving a child in the woods on a nature walk. Yeah. Fordfield House near Flitwick have now suspended all future trips while their policies are reviewed. Let's speak to Melanie Pilcher, who is Policy and Standards Manager at the Preschool Learning Alliance. Morning, Melanie.
Good morning, Iain.
Now, most parents will agree that it's a good idea to have nursery children out and about and away from the classroom. What guidelines are there? What policies are there to show teachers how to do this safely?
Yes, of course. Well, all registered childcare settings, Iain, must adhere to the requirements of the early years foundation stage, which states very clearly what providers must do to keep children safe whilst on outings. They must assess the risks and the hazards which may arise for children. They must identify any steps they need to take to remove or minimise those risks. And, of course, they must have policies and procedures in place that say exactly what they're going to do that.
I just can't understand how the system could go so spectacularly wrong that a kid could get left in the woods.
Yes, and of course I don't know the specifics of this incident, so it wouldn't be fair of me to comment. But what early years people tend to do is use a dynamic risk assessment approach to this. So whilst you have all your written policies and procedures in place, that's not actually what keeps children safe on the day. It's that approach to risk assessment which is ongoing, which means that you're taking account of the situation at the time, doing what you need to do at the time. And as I say, I can't comment on the specifics of what happened here because I really don't know. But this is obviously everybody's worst nightmare.
Do you think? I mean, these are very rare, these incidents. But do you think that incidents like this could stop other nurseries taking kids out on trips to places?
Oh my goodness, I truly hope not, because these sort of trips are absolutely vital to children's learning and development. They get so much from it. And
what do they get? Because some people might think it's just a bit of a DOS for the teachers. Why are they so important?
These trips are so important because learning doesn't just happen inside a building. Children get to experience the outdoors. They get to socialise with each other, with the adults that are caring for them in a different environment. They get to experience them. A lot of people find that for children who really struggle actually with being indoors, actually being outside and being able to, to let off steam is just wonderful for actually supporting their behaviour as well.
I completely agree with you, Melanie. Thank you, Melanie Pilcher, Policy and Standards Manager at the Preschool Learning Alliance, joined now by David Whitbread, who is Senior Lecturer in Psychology and Early Childhood Education at the University of Cambridge. Morning, David.
Good morning, Ian. Actually, it's David Whitebread.
I can only humbly apologise, sir.
Okay.
We just heard there from Melanie how important it is for kids to go out of nursery. I'm assuming you'd agree that it provides more than just the classroom.
Oh, totally, absolutely. In fact, there's been quite a movement across many countries, including the UK recently, called Forest Schools, which is all about supporting young children to get out into woodlands and natural environments. It's very important.
The nursery have stopped all outings for the time being. Is that an overreaction, do you think?
Well, in the immediate short term, I think clearly this particular nursery do need to review their policies and procedures. So I think it's understandable that they've stopped taking children out in the immediate future. However, I'd be very, very sad if this meant that they stopped doing this altogether, because we know, as your previous speaker was saying, about the enormous benefits to young children of having these kinds of experiences.
And for a 4-year-old, I'm kind of assuming that's the age, they're certainly under 5, for a 4-year-old to be left like that, what kind of effect do you think that would have on them?
Well, I don't know in this particular case, whether the child was distressed at all. It's quite possible that the child wasn't even really aware that they were lost, or, that everybody had disappeared without them. It's hard to say in the particular case. I mean, clearly if the child realised that they were lost, they could become quite distressed. But it's worth saying that actually young children of this age are extremely resilient and quite likely to forget all about the incident very quickly. So I wouldn't... hopefully with proper, if this is addressed properly by the adults around the child, it shouldn't be too much of a problem, really.
David, it's good to talk to you. Apologies for getting your name wrong. It's David Whitebread, who's a senior lecturer in psychology at the University of Cambridge.
Call 08459 455 555.
BBC Three Counties Radio.
You all right, Catherine?
Yeah, I'm trying to get hold of Valerie. We need an American, don't we?
We need an American.
She'll do.
We don't need an American.
She's a nice one.
We only needed them in World War II.
She's an American we like.
Hey, The Express have said young readers lap up Charlie's chocolate. What does this mean? Let's go further into the story and find out.
Does Charlie mind?
The top 10 books every child should read. Roald Dahl's Charlie and the Chocolate Factory tops a list of 50 books that every child should read by the age of 16. Let's go through this top 10. How many of these have you read?
Go on.
Number 10. Mark Twain, Huckleberry Finn.
No.
Oh, Huck Finn. Be careful how you say that. He's good. Kels? You all right? Have you read that one?
It was on telly, I remember, as a kid, wasn't it?
Thanks for the dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun.
He had a killer bowl cut.
He did have a good bowl cut and a very busy mouth. Treasure Island, Robert Louis Stevenson, boring.
I think I've read that.
You read that one, Kels?
Nope.
I bet Kels has read none of these. Michael Bond, A Bear Called Paddington.
Yes.
Yes.
Yep.
No, don't just say yeah to try and be in with the cool guys. You've not.
I'm not trying to be in with the cool. You're not the cool guys, in my opinion. Just because you read a book on Paddington does not make you cool.
I think the fact that we've read books means we're not.
Now she's getting angry, Kath. Have you read that book, Kelly?
I've read a book on Paddington. I can't remember which one.
So I'm going to put that down as a no.
All right then, mate. You put it down as a no.
Why is she getting so angry, Kath?
Because she's not read it. She's trying to pretend she has.
The BFG, Roald Dahl.
Of course I've read it.
Yes.
What happens in it?
The giant.
What does the B stand for?
Big.
F.
Friendly.
G.
Giant.
F.
Friendly.
Big.
Big.
I want to go home. I don't, because I've got to look after the kids today. I'd rather go anywhere apart from home. Number 6.
I'll have him.
James and the Giant Peach.
Yes.
How much?
I read some of that.
How much?
A couple of pages.
No, for the kids.
Oh, what? How much?
I'll give you 20. I'll give you 20 quid.
Each?
Yeah.
20 each per hour.
Whoa.
How long do you want me to have them for?
Forever. James and the Giant Peach is good. That's when he lives inside a peach, isn't it? And it travels.
Yeah. And all the bugs go massive.
Black Beauty and a Sewell. Boring.
I read that. I was a little girl. Of course I read it.
No, I didn't. I was a little girl as well, apparently.
You still are?
Mm-hmm.
There was a sequel as well, I think.
Maybe there's still time for me to read it.
Winnie the Pooh, A.A. Milne. The Winnie the Pooh books are so tedious.
No, they're not.
Yes, they are.
I didn't like the cartoon, so I never read the books as a kid.
Oh.
I've read them to my children. They're funny.
No, they're not, mate.
They are
really
funny.
boring.
No,
they're posh, old-fashioned funny, and that's not funny.
No, they're beautiful.
Kelly?
I read some of them.
She never read them.
If you didn't read them, you didn't read them.
I looked through one.
The Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe.
Yes.
Yes.
Nope.
Alice in Wonderland.
Yes.
No.
No.
Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
Yes. Nope.
Bum Tiki Tiki Bum Bum.
Is that another Level song?
It was actually, yeah.
Thanks, guys. Well, that was great fun bands there. I really appreciate.
And what does it show?
Mm-hmm.
It shows that I'm wicked and you two are not. Oh, it's well booked down Thursday. Does that mean the kids have got to dress up?
Yeah, mine's going as something.
They dress up as books?
Yeah.
They go as characters.
Oh, we should do that.
So last time it was Roald Dahl, and I thought, I'm not going to send her as Matilda. All the girls, all the squares will go as Matilda. Do you know who my eldest went as?
Giant Peach.
Veruca Salt.
Yep.
I even attached a squirrel to her neck.
Why?
Because she gets attacked by squirrels in the book. You'd know that if you'd actually read it.
No.
I'm going to send my boys dressed as...
Pwned.
You got pwned.
I'm going to send my boys as Andy McNabb. Can do that. They're books.
Get a balaclava.
They're books. What are they going to do? So, in fact, I'll get other kids to dress up as Andy McNabb, and then my kids can have the day off because they'll be in balaclavas all day. I am beating the system because I am wicked.
Travel news for beds, cards and bugs.
BBC Three Counties Radio.
On the A1 northbound, there's been an accident between the home base roundabout and Biggleswade North, and that's closed it, so that's shut at the moment, the police say. On the A4251 High Street in Berkhamsted, that's also been closed because of an accident between Kings Road and Durrance Lane. In St Neots, on the A428 eastbound, there's been an accident which is partially blocking the road between Barford Road and Cambridge Road. And in Marston Mortain, on the A421 eastbound, there's reports that it's been partially blocked at Beancroft Road near the Little Chef restaurant. On the M1 southbound, it's very slow from junction 12 for Flitwick to 11 for Dunstable Road because of a lane closed by an accident there. Looking at the train departure boards, there are no major delays at the moment there. Samantha Bruff, BBC Three Counties Radio.
Thank you, Samantha. 8:16. It's Monday, the 2nd of March. I'm Iain Lee. These are your headlines on BBC Three Counties Radio. A young child was accidentally left behind in Woodland by nursery school staff at the end of a walk near Flitwick. Traffic is queuing outside London Luton Airport, where drop-off charges have increased from this morning, and a woman from Stevenage has been told she can keep a mural to fallen soldiers on her fence.
BBC Three Counties Radio.
Yep. JVS?
You look a bit different today. What's happened? Have you... is it a shave?
I'm wearing a shirt, I've had a shave, and I'm going for the side parting on the hair.
That's what it is.
Yep.
You've got a new look. Very dashing.
Well, I was doing Sky News yesterday, so that's why I shaved. I only wore this shirt for 3 hours in the morning. I thought I can get another day out of it. And my hair needs a cut.
Oh.
So, but by happen chance, it makes me look hot. I'm a DILF.
Well, you seem to be taking what I said and running with it.
No, you're right. You're right. I am very, very hot. I think today I've peaked. This is it. I'm at the prime. So it's been uphill, today, and then it's all downhill from the other side. So I'm going to enjoy it.
Look, if you feel that confident today, I'm certainly not going to burst your bubble.
Thank you. Thank you very much. What's on your show this morning?
Do you like my new purple trousers?
Die! Stand up. They're not purple.
They are.
They're gold and white.
No, look, they're purple.
Well, they're not new.
They are.
Well, what's that stain on it then?
It's not a stain. That's where I've had my keys.
Mate, well, then you should. If they're new trousers, you shouldn't have anything in the pockets.
But I've got to carry my keys, haven't I?
Well, you get a bag. You can't put. We've ruined those trousers.
Wait for this.
Yeah.
I also bought a pair of pink trousers. Pink. For the summer. For my luxury barbecues.
You're dressed. Oh, look, I've seen those. You're dressed entirely in purple. Are you trying to impersonate Prince?
Willy Wonka.
I don't know, Willy.
You're turning into that guy from Gogglebox. Don't wear pink or yellow trousers.
He's turning into Tony Fisher.
Tony Fisher is that guy from Gogglebox.
Yes.
Yeah, mate.
Oh, well, I did buy very smart pink trousers yesterday. I'm going to look quite snazzy in the summer.
What kind of pink are we talking? Are we salmon?
Yeah, salmon.
Wow.
Mate, wow.
Oh, yeah.
When are you going to join the hunt? When's that happening?
It's a hunt. I think we've missed the hunt.
Have you? Okay,
yeah,
I'm sure we can start one up. Well, you've really disappointed me today, Jonathan.
Oh.
No, you look very, very smart. I do like those trousers a lot, actually.
Thanks.
What's on your show this morning?
Coming up on this morning's Big Phone In, do you think using a mobile phone behind the wheel is really that bad? It's the front page of today's Mail. I don't know if you've seen it.
Yes,
Britain's
I have,
top traffic officer has said people caught using a mobile phone behind the wheel more than once should face a driving ban. Suzette Davenport, who is ACPO's road spokesperson, says an estimated 500,000 motorists use their phone whilst driving every day in the UK, and something needs to change. Research shows smartphones are more distracting than alcohol, and yet whilst drunk drivers can end up in prison, banned for a year, and facing a fine of £5,000, mobile phone users often get no more than 3 points and a £100 fine. Deputy Prime Minister Nick Clegg says he'd be prepared to go further to bring anti-phone legislation in line with drink driving. Well, your thoughts from 9 on this. Do you think using a mobile phone behind the wheel is really that bad?
Yes, I do. I think it's terrible.
08459 455 555. I'd like your reaction on the Big Phone In from 9.
Every weekday from 12, local people.
Wendy Howson and David Shipley, the trustees of the Harpenden charity Spotlight on Africa.
So privileged to see lives change, conditions change.
Local stories.
A death cafe will be popping up in Bedford later this month, opening its doors for you to share sensitive stories and talk of afterlife.
There are people with the similar concerns, and you can have a light-hearted side of it as well, and we often end like that, you know.
Local life.
We're going to be heading off into the unassuming countryside of Bedfordshire.
We all know the brick pits and the industrial spoil that's marked the Marston Vale.
Nick Coffer, weekdays from 12 on BBC Three Counties Radio.
Morning, Cheryl.
Morning, Iain.
Or are you an American?
Yeah,
well, then
I live here.
You probably pronounce it Cheryl then, don't you?
Absolutely not. It's Cheryl.
Good.
Like, how do you spell Charlotte?
I don't know.
Well, that's spelled Cheryl with a CH.
Okay, but then we spell herbs, but you say herbs.
No, I don't say herbs. Some stupid Americans say herbs.
Wow, yeah, she's dissing her own people. This is awesome.
Been here 10 years. Hey, you know what? You're joking about the H with the herbs.
Yeah.
But how do you say Chiswick, and how do you spell that? Where's the W, Iain?
Chiswick.
Yeah, but where's the W, Iain?
Chiswick. You say
no. It should be Chiswick.
No, yeah, you say it very quick. Well, if you say it properly, if you listen, I'm going to say it with my normal speed, Chiswick, and now I'm going to slow it down. Chiswick.
Wow, that was impressive.
I tell you one word you do say properly that we don't say properly.
What's that?
Vehicle.
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 Well, it depends on what part of the state you're in, because I'm from California, but my parents are from Texas. Say vehicle.
Yeah, you've got to pronounce the H of vehicle.
Yeah, you do.
And also, you Americans say white.
White.
You pronounce the H in white.
Yes, we do.
Yeah, good.
Because there's an H there.
Yeah, but there's an H in herbs.
No, that's because they're trying to sound French.
But I thought the Americans hated the French.
Well, we don't have French fries. We have freedom fries now.
Freedom fries. Did freedom fries stick? Do they still say that?
Some people do. We do it as a joke, yeah.
Oh, it's funny. What on earth has brought you from California to this dump?
It's not and you don't appreciate what you have.
Oh, come on, man. You've got in California, you got the Beach Boys, you got Jan and Dean, you've got you got sunshine every single day.
Oh, my God, but you had the Beatles and the Bay City Rollers.
The Bay City Rollers? Why would you say that in the same breath, you silly sausage?
Because when I was 12, Ian, I was just in lust with them.
Ay.
Yeah.
Well, Cheryl, it's lovely to talk to you. Call again, won't you?
I will, as long as you put me... I want to talk to that guy, Dave, that you always talk to.
Dave Luton?
Yeah.
Oh, man, you blow his mind. He doesn't call us anymore.
Why not?
Because he was supposed to come to 50 Shades of Grey last week, and he bottled it, and now he's too scared to call us.
Oh.
Cheryl, listen, the next time he comes on, we'll keep your number, and we'll give you a call and see if you can come on with him.
We will do that.
Thank you very much indeed. Well, she was nice, wasn't she?
Yeah, do you want to speak to another nice American?
Good morning, Valerie.
Hello, good morning. And I say white. I don't say white.
Okay, you're incorrect there. Say the V word.
The V word?
Yeah, as in motorised transport.
Vehicle.
Vehicle.
No, I say vehicle, and I also say white. I mean, I don't know what part. I grew up both in New England and Texas, but
if you were going to do some cooking, right, and you were going to add some spices and something else,
yes,
HERBS.
HARBS?
HERBS.
Oh, you know what?
Yep, you said it.
I think it's a French in me. And by the way, only Texans call them freedom fries. The rest of the United States, who are not anti-Europe, have no problems with the French. But anyway,
the problem
we would say herbs. Yes.
The problem with the French was they were too scared to go to Iraq. That was it, wasn't it?
Yeah, but they've had plenty of wars. They've had plenty of wars. I think you know.
Catherine, what are you mouthing to me, Catherine?
I'm trying to stop you from going along the French route because Valerie's half French.
No, I'm not going along any French route. I'm just trying to establish why the Americans, some parts of the Americans, hated them. Is because they considered them to be cowards for not wanting to be part of the illegal war in Iraq.
Exactly. It's good to judge people from a distance. But okay, so herbs.
Yep.
Yes.
How do you say
I say herbs. I don't say herbs because that's a guy.
How do you say
guy is named Herb?
How do you say the man's name? Craig.
Herb.
Craig.
Oh, Craig.
Craig.
Oh, I say Craig.
Yeah.
Right, I have a friend named Craig, or my husband's friend's name's Craig.
Valerie, I know that you are teaching Catherine the guitar, or Catherine, you can teach her the language as well at the same. Valerie, always nice to talk to you. We'll get you in again someday to play us some guitar, as she is excellent. Excellent. Now, if you need to drop someone off or pick somebody up from Luton Airport quickly today, it's going to cost you a lot more. The 15 minutes charge has increased from £2 to £2.50. And if you need to stay for a further 5 minutes, it doubles to £5. And if you try and stop off somewhere else en route, you could end up with an £80 fine. Well, let's speak now to Tony Dixon, who's the contributing editor to Airliner World. Tony, £2.50 for a 15-minute drop-off. Well, it sounds like a rip-off to me.
Well, the problem with Luton is it's so small, or it used to be so small, but it's got a load more people in now.
Yeah.
And there physically isn't the space. Once you go under the bridge where the taxiway is, it's extremely congested. And if you want to drop somebody off, you can drop them off in the midterm car park before that for free for half an hour. And then just get a free bus. And it's purely a way of trying to get the cars away from directly in front of the terminal.
Was it? I mean, I've not been to Luton for a while. I can't think the last time. It was sometime last year. But the increase from £2 to £2.50. I mean, £2 seemed like a lot to me for a 15-minute drop-off. Is it going to make that much of a difference, do you think, Tony?
I think it's just to try and dispel people from sitting there.
Yeah.
I mean, if you look at the prices, it's £2.50 for 15 minutes, and then it's £5 for 20, £7 for 25, £9 for 30, and £11 for 35. And it's trying to stop people. I mean, people just pitch up. The flight was due to arrive at 9, and therefore they think, I'll pitch up there at 20 past 9, and there's a queue in baggage, and they wait and they wait and they wait. Well, they're trying to stop that. They have a good idea in the States, which is really awesome. Sorry about that. They have a mobile car park.
What?
Right. It's about a mile away, and you sit there and you sit on your mobile phone and you wait for somebody to call you and say, right, I'm outside now, and you drive that extra mile, pick up because you know the person's there, you're there for 2 minutes, and then you go away again.
Brilliant.
And it is a very, very good idea, and it's purely because you can't stop in front of a terminal anymore because of the terrorist problems. It's just purely to get rid of the cars that are directly in front of the terminal, and is a good idea. The £2 to £2.50, it's just trying to stop people from doing it because people abuse the system.
And there aren't that many airports in this country, are there, where you are allowed to drop passengers off or pick them up without paying?
I think you can. Let's see, Heathrow. You can.
Heathrow, you can do it. Yeah.
But you can do a distance in front. I'm not sure on Manchester. I think Manchester brought something in. Birmingham, you certainly pay to drop off and go away. The smaller ones you don't, of course.
Yeah.
And you can get to within 25 metres because that's the distance you're supposed to, the minimum distance there. But the less number of people, the easier it is to manage the cars. Luton, of course, I mean, as you well know, has grown in size. They've just announced last week this new terminal expansion is going to get it even busier. More people, more cars, more congestion.
Tony, good to talk to you. Thank you. Tony Dixon, contributing editor to Airliner World.
Travel news for beds, cards and bugs.
BBC Three Counties Radio.
The A1 northbound is closed between London Road at Biggleswade South and Hill Lane at Biggleswade North. In Berkhamsted on the A4251, the High Street, that's been closed in both directions between Kings Road and Durrance Lane. And in Marston Mortain on the A421 eastbound, police have reported an accident at Beancroft Road near the Little Chef restaurant. In Sydney, it's on the A428 eastbound, that's been partially blocked by an accident between Barford Road and Cambridge Road. And looking at the motorways on the M1 southbound, it's still stop-start between junction 11 for Dunstable Road and 7 for Hemel Hempstead, and the M40 towards London is very busy between junction 2 for Beaconsfield and the M25. Samantha Braff, BBC Three Counties Radio.
Across beds, hearts and bugs.
This is BBC Three Counties Radio.
It's 8:30. I'm Lee Agnew. The headlines: a young child was accidentally left behind in Woodland by nursery school staff at the end of a walk near Flitwick. Fordfield House Nursery suspended all future trips while they review their procedures. Traffic has been queuing outside London Luton Airport, where parking charges have increased from this morning. It now costs a minimum of £2.50 to drop someone off. And a woman from Stevenage has been told she can keep a mural to fallen soldiers in her front garden. The Borough Council told Elaine Worsley she should have got permission before painting poppies and a silhouette of a soldier on the council-owned fence in York Road. The weather will be sunny this morning, but with gusty winds, scattered showers and the chance of snow. Top temperatures around 9 degrees Celsius, that's 48 degrees Fahrenheit.
Three Counties Sports.
BBC Three Counties Radio.
Chelsea won the first domestic trophy of the season, beating Tottenham 2-0 in the League Cup final at Wembley. Captain John Terry scored his side's opening goal and believes it could be the springboard to more success.
It's the start of something, and we always said we have to win trophies to be up there with some great sides and a great set of players, but we've won our first one, and going back to 2004-05, it kind of inspired us and kicked us on, and hopefully this can do the same.
Meanwhile, Chelsea are now 5 points clear at the top of the Premier League table after Manchester City lost 2-1 to Liverpool. Watford manager Slavica Djukanovic has praised his striker Matis Vidra after their 3-2 win at Leeds on Saturday. He's been used as a sub in recent weeks, but started at Elland Road and scored twice, leaving Djukanovic impressed.
They scored today twice, but I am thinking how he is working really, and he is working very, very hard. He helped us without the ball. He fight all the ball.
The MK Dons lost ground on League One leaders Bristol City as they went down 2-1 at Coventry. The Luton Town boss John Still has paid tribute to striker Mark Cullen following Saturday's 2-0 win against Accrington. Cullen has been the subject of transfer speculation in recent weeks and was dropped from the squad that lost at Wimbledon. But he returned on Saturday and Still says they've moved on.
My stance would never change. If you don't want to be here, then that's fine. I have no problems with that. But as I say, Mark was, big enough to stand up and say, maybe it didn't come out as he wanted it to come out. And this was while negotiations were still going on. It wasn't like it was over and then he's come back and said it. So I thought it was the right thing to do to bring him back.
Wycombe remain third in League Two as they drew 2-2 with Stevenage. And the England and Wales Cricket Board says its position regarding Kevin Pietersen hasn't changed. Their statement comes after the ECB's incoming chairman, Colin Graves, appeared to suggest yesterday the door wasn't completely closed on Pietersen returning to the England setup. That's BBC Three Counties News and Sport, with more at 9 o'clock.
There's a voice that keeps on calling me. Down the road is where I'll always be. Every stop I make a new friend. Can't stay for long, just turn around and I'm gone again. Maybe tomorrow I'll wanna settle down. Until tomorrow I'll just keep moving on. Down this road that never seems to end. When new adventure lies just around the bend. So if you wanna join me for a while, just grab your hat, come travel light, that's hobo style. Maybe tomorrow I'll wanna settle down. Until tomorrow, the whole world is my home. So if you wanna join me for a while, just grab your hat, come travel light, that's hobo style. Maybe tomorrow I'll wanna settle down. Until tomorrow, I'll just keep moving on. Maybe tomorrow I'll wanna settle down. Until tomorrow, I'll just keep moving on. There's a world that's waiting to unfold. A brand new tale no one has ever told. We've journeyed far, but you know it won't be long. We're almost there and we've paid our fare with a hobo song. Maybe tomorrow I'll wanna settle down. Until tomorrow, I'll just keep moving on. So if you wanna join me for a while, just grab your hat, come travel light, that's hobo style. Maybe tomorrow I'll find what I call home. Until tomorrow, you know I'm free to roll.
So, Chinese medicine, it's a load of old guff. Kids swearing, sweary films, and Americans can't speak. But before that, it's Emma. Morning, Emma.
Morning.
What have you got for us?
Well, I just phoned up because I wanted to correct the weather forecast. It said there was going to be a chance of snow, but it's actually blizzard. I've just come out to Milton Keynes where there was a bit of a blizzard going on, big flakes of snow, and I'm driving down to Luton to work, and it's the same, so your weather forecast is wrong.
Oh, so hang on, I'll be honest, Emma, I check out. What did the weather forecast say?
It said at the end there'd be a chance of snow, but it's snowing now.
Well, that's not incorrect, though, is it?
Well, that's true, but I kind of thought, chance of snow. It is in the present now. It's not going to snow.
Okay, well, you are totally poning
I'm a
the
pedantic.
weather. Well, good, Emma. All hail the pedantics. I'm a big fan of pedants.
It's not snowing outside here yet, though, so there is a chance that it will.
Yeah, well, no, listen,
The sky is white.
Oh, no, don't. Let's not. Emma's called in, and I appreciate her call, and I'm a fan of pedants. In fact, she's not a pedant. She's right. That's all it is. It's people who call others pedants are people who don't like being wrong, and she's right. Justin?
Call the snow hotline 08459 455 555 if you have a snow update for us.
I'll call the punch Justin in the face hotline. Hey.
That'll be a busy line.
Hey, mates. Hey.
How are you, boss?
It's Monday. Yeah. We started off full of vim and vigour. We were all full of spunk this morning, and we seem to have worn down as the show's gone on. I'm too old for this, Justin.
What do you mean you're too old?
Too old for this kind of nonsense.
No, you're not, boss.
I should be doing book reviews and talking about art.
You've done film reviews recently.
Yeah, that's true.
I went to see the J-Lo film yesterday, by the way.
Oh,
Boy Next
thanks,
Door.
mate.
Listen,
yeah,
I
thanks
told
a lot,
you.
mate. We were going to go and see that together.
I said to you, do you want to go and see it? Well, I would say, I am more than happy to go and watch that again.
I can't watch a film with someone who's already seen the film. Can't do it, mate. Because you would let it slip.
No, I wouldn't. I would
You'd
sit
let it
apart
slip.
from you, and I would probably give you a little nod to say, hey, boss, great scene coming up
Why
here.
am I going to go to the cinema to sit apart from someone to see a film? The cinema is a shared experience, and if you're going with someone, you are both sharing the experience of being virgins at that film and then having your innocence taken away from you.
Yes.
Your innocence has been removed.
It was last night in that film.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Hey, she is one hell of a woman.
Wash, hot.
Hot.
Wow. Steaming,
Wowzers.
smoking.
So it was a good film, the film you went to see without me that you said you'd go with me, was it?
Yes, it was a very good film, but you didn't get back to me. What am I supposed to do?
Wait. Supposed to wait, mate.
You're too showbiz for me.
Unbelievable. What you got for us?
Well, you've been talking this morning about acupuncture.
Yeah, rubbish.
And Chinese medicine, Chinese herbs. You don't believe in it. I don't believe in it. Somebody sticking a pin in your body. How is that supposed to cure something?
Unless that pin is a needle and they're injecting a drug into you. No, sir, it ain't going to work.
I've been on the streets this morning asking people for their acupuncture stories and also Chinese medicine, full stop. Do they believe? Here's what people had to say.
Taking it to the streets with J-Dog.
Yeah, I believe in acupuncture, yeah.
Have you tried it?
No, I haven't tried it. I'm thinking of trying it, though.
Oh, what for?
For my back pain things, yeah.
Do you know anybody who has had acupuncture?
My brother had. Worked for him.
And what part of his body? I know we're getting personal here.
I think he had on his ear, I think.
On his ear?
Yeah. I think it was to stop smoking.
So they put pins in his ear to stop him smoking, and it worked?
Yeah, it did, yeah.
Wow. Incredible. Let's leave it there. Peace out.
All right, mate.
Chinese medicine, Chinese herbs, do you believe?
I tried them once, didn't really work for me.
Oh, what did you try?
I don't know, something to help me suppress my appetite, but it didn't work. So.
Something to what, sorry?
Suppress my appetite. I don't know what they give me, but I went in one of them shops that said Chinese herbalist.
Yeah.
They give me something like that. It didn't work, though.
Didn't work at all?
No.
You went down to KFC and said, do you know what, I'll have that bargain bucket all to myself.
Not quite that bad, no.
So, you've tried acupuncture. Ian Lee's talking about it this morning. Did it work for you?
No, made me worse. Because I've got a nerve disease, it kicked it all off, so...
Really?
Yeah, so...
Goodness me, OK, there's fairly damning report. I think I should leave it there. Thank you very much.
Cheers, mate.
It kicked off a nerve disease?
According to him, I don't know the full background to that, but the majority of people I've spoken to this morning, yes, they may have tried some of these Chinese medicines and acupuncture, but it hasn't worked for them, because it doesn't work for people, does it?
No, it can't really. Let's get rid of 5,000 years of Chinese thinking. 2 billion people, you are wrong. And it really hurts. They do this, it won't hurt. You're putting needles into your body.
I don't get it, guys. If there's something wrong with you, go and take some medicine.
I'm a big fan of medicine.
Yeah,
drugs,
not pins, you know,
and pills, things like. Sorry. You're right. What's going on?
I'm a big fan of pills. There's a great quote.
Well, I am a big fan of pills.
Not denying that. I just think it's quite a funny quote.
What's so funny about
it?
it?
So I'm a big fan of pills.
I'm a big fan of pills.
Great, good for you.
Pills have made me feel good throughout my life in various different forms.
Excellent.
What?
Good feedback. No, I'm not.
Unbelievable.
What?
Goodbye, Justin.
Do you want that tribute package before 9?
Can you do it before 9?
I'm going to try for you. I was going to go and take my pill first.
What's his beef with pills? Pills have made me feel good. I like pills. I salute the pill. If I go to the doctor, they give me a pill. Beautiful. Chris is in Bedford. Good morning, Chris.
Good morning, boss.
What have you got for us, sir?
Just a quick weather report. It is snowing in Wilstead.
Okay. Oh, no.
Wintry showers.
The interesting thing about this call
live from Wilstead.
was that Chris can see for 30 miles from his house, so he can see all sorts. I thought it might be a useful man to
What do
know.
you mean you can see for 30 miles? That's not possible.
I can see clear to the horizon. To the north, I can see, to my right, I can see Keystone, which is 20-odd miles away. To the north, I can see up towards Rushton.
Yeah.
Yes, sir, I can. Come up any time. You'd love to see it.
I'm not going to come and see your view. But also, the curvature of the Earth means it's impossible to see that far.
Oh, I forgot you've got O levels and
yeah, mate. And so you've been busted by a little bit of intelligence. The curvature of the Earth prevents you from seeing 30 miles. Thanks for calling, Chris.
Bye, Ian.
You don't know how high his tower is.
But also, I know. I
You
know.
didn't really know that. You just tried it on.
I did try it on and it works. But the curvature of the Earth means you can only see about, 12 miles before it becomes France. No horizon.
Depends how high up you are.
Well, no, how high up is he?
Really high up.
Yeah, but also, we don't want people calling the flipping weather snow hotline. That's a made-up
That's why
thing.
I tried to change it to Chris and his watchtower.
Oy.
I mean, honestly.
We got any texts?
Yeah.
Go on.
I mean,
Hey, I tell you what. Oh, hang on a minute. Manu's on the line. Morning, Manu.
Good morning.
What you got for us, boss?
I tried acupuncture once, and it didn't work.
Of course it didn't work, because it's nonsense, and you know because you are a man of science.
I'm a doctor.
You're a doctor. What did you go and see an acupuncturist for? What were you hoping it would heal?
Well, I started losing hair when I was about 18. Yeah, so we thought we'd give that a shot. We tried lots of other stuff, and yeah, it didn't work. The one thing it did work for, though, was needle phobia. I'm not scared of needles anymore, which kind of helps when you're a doctor.
Hang on a minute. So, how did it overcome your fear of needles?
Well, when you're covered in them, you're not scared of them anymore.
Well, are you not? Because I would have thought. Because I'm afraid of spiders. But if I was covered in them, I'd be flipping terrified even more of spiders.
Well, it's actually a form of therapy as well. It's called overwhelming therapy or something, where if someone's afraid of something, you slowly build them up to it. Like someone afraid of heights, you show them, a projected screen on a wall of an image like they were standing on a building, and then, or show them pictures in a book first, then the projected screen, and slowly build them up to go up to the top of a building. And then people who have horrible fear of heights end up going skydiving and stuff.
No, they don't. I don't believe any of this phobia aversion nonsense. I don't believe that hypnotism works. I don't believe that, being allowed to...
I thought you did believe in hypnotism.
I believe in hypnotism. I believe in hypnotism. I don't believe it'll get rid of phobias.
Oh, okay.
I just, honestly, you would not get spiders running up and down my arms for anything. It just wouldn't work.
Well, yeah.
And also, what were you... Oh, come on, Manu. You know that there is no cure for baldness.
Yeah. Well, I was 18, man. I was going to try what I could.
You were desperate.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you completely bald now?
Yeah, I just shave it off.
Good for you. It's the way to go.
With it.
Manu, thank you very much indeed. It doesn't work, and I don't believe the phobia treatment. I just don't buy any of that. I'm scared of spiders, and that's fine. Hypnotism isn't going to work. That thing where you hold a spider and then you hold two spiders.
The thing is, though, that's not going to impact on your everyday life.
Sorry, Kels?
Why did you kiss your hand?
Just to let myself know that I'm loved.
That's what Dean
And
does.
I'm all right. No, even talking about spiders has made me a little bit uncomfortable.
I didn't realise you were funny about them.
Oh,
wow.
I once woke up next to a dead spider right by my face, and then from then on I wasn't scared of them anymore.
Why did you kill a spider and then go back to sleep?
I woke up and it was just there, big and dead, and I thought, well, that might have been on my face in the night, and that's fine, because it didn't do anything.
Imagine if it had been a boy. You're thinking that might have been on my face in the night, and then you wake up and he's dead.
Oh.
Sorry?
That escalated quickly, didn't it?
Travel news for beds, cards and bugs.
BBC Three Counties Radio.
The A1 northbound is closed between Biggleswade South and Biggleswade North because of an accident. In St Neots on the A4280 eastbound, that's also been closed between Barford Road and Cambridge Road because of an accident, about half a mile just after the railway line. In Beckhamstead on the High Street, that is still shut because of an accident between Kings Road and Durrance Lane in both directions. And in Marston Mortain on the A421 eastbound, there are still reports that there are long delays because of an accident partially blocking the road at the junction for Beancroft Road. Looking at the motorways, the M1's looking very busy southbound between junction 11 for Dunstable Road and 7 for Hemel Hempstead, and it's also looking slow northbound between junction 13 for Salford Road and 14 for Milton Keynes. Samantha Bruff, BBC Three Counties Radio.
Samantha, thank you. There's a great post on Facebook from Stephanie. I'll read it in a sec. And right now, 8:46. It's Monday, the 2nd of March. I'm Iain Lee. These are your headlines on BBC Three Counties Radio. A young child was accidentally left behind in Woodland by nursery school staff at the end of a walk near Flitwick. Drivers are now being charged £2.50 to drop passengers off at London Luton Airport. And a woman from Stevenage has been told she can keep a mural to fallen soldiers on her front garden fence. Let's get the weather.
if
Here's
you
what we
want.
know.
Hang on a minute. Let's...
I'll keep trying.
Hearts and
No, don't
Bucks
bother.
weather.
BBC Three Counties Radio.
Sunny spells, gusty winds, scattered showers.
But what do we
wintry
know?
places.
We know...
It's been snowing in Milton Keynes. It might snow here.
Adam says it's snowing in Wilstead. There's your weather. So, this has been posted on the Facebook page. Stephanie says, Iain, why not try acupuncture or non-needle version acupressure? I've done acupuncture. It hurt. It didn't work. Those two things...
What was it for, though? Because if you're using acupuncture because you just want to be hurt a bit and it is working...
It was because I had a bad back. I know, it was, headaches. I had headaches. It didn't work at all. She then goes on to say, I love it when people... I'm saying this. I love it when people make things up. I'm not saying that Stephanie has made this up, but someone has. Someone has thought, a few quid there. If you like, try Watsu. Watsu.
What's that?
Water shiatsu. What a lot of water shiatsu. A Watsu practitioner works on acupressure points, massages and stretches the body in ways it cannot do on land. It is blissfully relaxing. Watsu. I'm not having a Watsu.
I had bubbly mud.
Oh, I had the hot stones once. Flipping out, they're really hot.
Have you ever had the cups?
No.
Because there's loads of celebs. You get to see them on the what were they thinking pictures,
Yeah.
and they've got big sort of pressure marks on their backs where they've had these cup things.
Hot cups.
I'm going to make something up.
Yeah.
Do you want some plates?
What's that?
What I do, well, what happens is you lay plates all out on your back.
Yeah, hot plates.
Yeah, sure. And then you just smash them,
Hey.
and then you rub all the plates into the skin,
Yes.
and then your back is bleeding. And then I pour loads of boiling hot water on.
This is really
and then I slap you in the face.
attractive.
And I push you down a hill.
This
And you take
sounds
50
great.
quid.
Yeah, £50.
The hot stones are hot. I like a good massage. I love a good massage.
I don't know what the bubbly mud did apart from bubbled. And she made me take all my clothes off. Is that normal?
Yeah. Every weekday from 3.
Let's talk about your story. They're little globules of it's chocolate. What is that sticking out of that?
That's the abdomen of the ant.
Roberto Perroni.
Film critic Richard Fitzwilliams, welcome to the programme. Richard, will you be watching Rambo 5?
They are unsubtle, they are silly, and they do not appeal.
Overweight people are being ignored, humiliated and insulted on a regular basis.
When you're in the supermarket, people watching what you're picking up and passing comments.
Can I ask you, Claudette, what does it cost to have a cycle of IVF when you decide, well, I have to have children?
It all totaled to nearly £25,000. When you're in such a low and desperate place, you'll do anything.
Roberto Perroni on BBC Three Counties Radio.
Kirk's in trouble. No, have you seen this?
Captain.
Captain Kirk's in trouble.
He's not, though.
Captain Jerk, he's being called.
I've seen the explanation. It seems reasonable.
I know, it's a weird story. Shatner blasted for missing Nimoy's funeral. Star Trek's William Shatner faced the wrath of fans yesterday. Good.
By the way, he's his real friend. You don't really know him.
They can't say wrath either in America. They say wrath. For missing the funeral of Leonard Nimoy.
Is it not
also,
Nimoy?
I don't think they got on. I don't think they were friends. I don't think
they were.
Everyone hated Shatner. If you read everybody else's books, they all hate Shatner.
But he seems like quite a funny bloke.
Yeah, no, everybody hates him. Honestly, and there's one... Shatner's written loads of books, and there's one book where he goes around to all the cast to try and find out why they hate him. And honestly, they despised him. Uhuru couldn't stand him. I don't think Nimoy liked him.
So he went round to the cast and said, what is this emotion called hate?
No.
Love.
No, because that's Nimoy.
Oh.
Shatner they hated.
Oh, he knew what it was.
Because he was an arrogant SOB.
Yeah, but he was a good-looking man.
Close friends and family of the Mr. Spock telly legend were due to pay their respects at the private service near his LA home. But Shatner, who played Captain Kirk, said he could not go. Yabu sucks, what a miserable fat as he was at a Red Cross charity ball in Florida.
And his daughters went in his place.
He said he felt really awful and tweeted his daughters Melanie and Lisabeth would attend the service in his place. But some fans branded him Captain Jerk.
Oh.
And suggested the actor, who advertises travel website Priceline, should have been able to find a way to attend. One fumed, always thought Shatner was a douche, but not bothering to attend the funeral is a new low for the talentless twit. Another said, flip William Shatner. He was the worst thing about Star Trek and continues to be a disappointment. Shatner, 83, explained, I chose to honour a commitment to appear at a charitable fundraiser. So here I am, tell me off. Walking out on a fundraiser, wouldn't have you calling me a jerk for leaving a charity high and dry? When asked if he was like Spock in real life, Shatner said he was very serious but very warm. Jenny!
Hello, Ian.
Hello, Jen. Hello, girl. Hey, what you got for us?
Kelly said that if I hung on the line, you would tell me the weather.
Sorry?
Kelly said that if I hung on the line, you would tell me the weather.
Sorry? What did you say?
Kelly said if I hung on the line, you would tell me the weather forecast.
I beg your pudding?
Yes.
What? What did she say to you?
Oh.
What did she say?
Kelly said that you would tell me the weather forecast for today.
If you did what?
If I hung on the line.
She said
Oh,
what?
I stayed on the line then.
Say it again.
Stayed on the line.
Give me the whole thing, because I can't believe what I'm hearing.
Good grief.
What did she say to you, Jenny?
Kelly said you would give me the weather if I hung on the line. What's wrong with that?
Run it past me one more time, because you honestly, go on, say that again.
Kelly said if I hung on the line, you would give me the weather.
I can't believe what I'm hearing, Jenny. What?
What? I don't know what your problem was.
I don't understand. Just say it to me again. What did Kelly say to you, and why, and what did you have to do?
Kelly said if I hung on the line, you would give me the weather. What's wrong with that?
I don't get it. So, can you run it past me one more time?
Yeah.
Go on then.
Kelly said if I hung on the line,
Right.
you would give me the weather.
Right, let's break this down.
Yeah.
First of all, who said it?
Kelly.
What did she say?
If I hung on the line, you would give me the weather.
Okay, and that was Kelly?
Kelly, yeah.
Kelly said that?
Kelly said that.
And what did you have to do?
I had to hang on the line.
And what would I tell you?
You'd tell me the weather.
Who told you this?
Kelly.
She said what?
She said if I hung on the line, you would give me the weather.
Who told you this?
Kelly did.
What did Kelly tell you?
She said if She said if I hung on the line, you'd give me the weather.
Who said that, Kath?
Huh?
Kath said that to you?
No, Kelly did.
What did Kelly say then?
She said if I hung on the line, you'd give me the
Well, she was wrong. Colin's in Dunstable. Good morning, Colin.
Good morning. You've totally flummoxed me now.
I was toying with the idea of taking it on until 9:30, but I can see Jonathan's getting ready for his show, so I thought better of it. Go on, Colin. What have you got for us?
Another thing that Americans say is purty instead of pretty.
They only say that in Deliverance. You're looking pretty fine, boy.
No.
You're looking pretty fine to me, boy.
No, all the Americans that I talk to on Facebook and ring up.
What
on
Americans
Skype,
do you ring up?
I've got lots of friends in America.
Oh, God. Well, I hope they don't think that all of Britons are like you.
Oh, shut up.
Justin!
Brilliant.
Well, that's the podcast this week.
Yes.
Justin, Mark, stay there. We should be able to squeeze you in. Justin, Lennon Nimoy passed away.
Yep.
Shatner's getting beef.
Yep.
What you got?
I got a quick tribute package, a bit of music in there as well. Of course, he was a fantastic singer. It's quite short, this. Here is my tribute to him.
Everybody's talking at me. I don't hear a word they're saying.
Well, everyone's been talking about Leonard Nimoy, best known for playing Mr. Spock, who's died at the age of 83. Not just an actor, he was a singer, a poet, a photographer and a director. These fans gave their reaction to the news in Hollywood.
This is just the big loss for us Star Trek fans. You know, this is like losing your grandfather. He was the ambassador of Star Trek.
Truly is a great loss. And not just for my generation, my children and other children are going to miss this man greatly.
Well, from Hollywood to the streets of Luton this morning. Roger, as a fan on the streets this morning, what did he mean to you?
Just one of the iconic actors of the old days.
In his final tweet, composed early last week, it read, "A life is like a garden. Perfect moments can be had, but not preserved, except in memory." Leonard Nimoy, who's died at the age of 83. Hashtag legend.
Justin, you went to the States to get those boxes.
What can I say? Listen, you know I travel.
Mark, you got 45 seconds. What have you got for us, boss?
Squeeze me in. Well, my father was playing Fox things all weekend.
Yes.
It's the death of music. Absolutely shocking. But he was a good actor.
Yeah.
I found out about the arachnophobia though. It's not worth it to treat it. I'm terrified of spiders. I was. And I went to the tropical zoo in London, and they got a whole place full of tarantulas. And they come out with a tarantula, and they put it on my hand, and it walked up my arm.
Here's the thing, I'm not bothered by tarantulas. The huge ones, they don't bother me because I can run away from them. It's the tiny ones, mate.
You can run away from the small ones as well, can't you?
Yeah, but they can get into your mouth and your ear and your bum.
But they
they can. Thank you, Mark. Thank you.
Travel news for beds, cards and bugs.
BBC Three Counties Radio.
The A1 northbound is closed between Biggleswade South and Biggleswade North because of an accident. It's also looking really slow on the A1 southbound past that stretch for people slowing down to look at the accident. In St Neots on the A428 eastbound, that's been closed between Barford Road and Cambridge Road because of an accident just half a mile after the railway line. And on the A428 westbound, that's looking very slow with people slowing down to look over at the accident too. In Marston Mortain on the A421 eastbound, that's been partially blocked by an accident at Beancroft Road. And in Berkhamsted on the High Street, that is shut between Kings Road and Durrance Lane because of an accident. On the motorways, the M25 anti-clockwise is slow from junction 19 for Watford to 16 for the M40. Samantha Bruff, BBC Three Counties Radio.
Thank you, Sammy. Excellent stuff. Hey, well done, Justin. You did shed loads today, and it was all brilliant. Kelly and Catherine, can I have a word with you after the show? Just a couple of things we should probably... we'll do it off air, but just a little bit disappointing today. JBS is up next. We're back at 6 tomorrow. Till then, from us, ta-ta.
Local and vocal across beds, hearts and bucks.
This is BBC Three Counties Radio.
Thank you, Ian. Good morning. Welcome to the JBS show. I'm Jonathan Vernon Smith. It's Monday, it's 9 o'clock. And on today's Big Phone In, do you think using a mobile phone behind the wheel is really that bad? Britain's top traffic officer has said